Hello, guys, and welcome to our Saturday evening show. Tonight, we've got my lovely boss Dakota joining me. We have got some very special guests also joining us that are star seeds, truth seekers, light workers. They do a lot of different work. So, we're going to have some very interesting conversations about spirituality, ETs, and all of that fun stuff, guys. So, we hope that you do enjoy the show. I ask, please share out and please be respectful in the room. And thank you for joining us. Anything you would like to say, Dakota?
Nah, just thanks for the invite. It should definitely be interesting to see what happens given the events of the last 48 hours.
Exactly. Yeah, there has been. And we can have a little catch up on that and have a little talk and show our weird and wacky ways that we do as well. So we're going to bring up the lovely panel so far. So we've got lovely Chris.
Hello. How are
and
you?
We've got lovely Bradley, which is sorting his device out at the minute, guys, but he's there. So
Hi there.
If I ask you one by one to just introduce yourself, because there's going to be new people each time. Obviously, Bradley knows what he's doing from the last time. So if I go with Bradley first and ask you to introduce yourself, what you're into, your beliefs and things that you follow, and then we will move over to Chris, which can tell us about her beliefs and things. So if we go to Bradley first, you can get him up.
Yeah. Basically, I'm a mystic. I'm a Hereford Knight. I follow a druid path. I used to be admin to 500,000 members on Facebook. I used to broadcast my show, Esoteric Hours, to 1.5 million people recently, but I've had a battle with Facebook and they've closed me down. So, like, I don't broadcast to that many people anymore. However, in the new year, an American network television channel wants to have my show, Esoteric Hours, on their network, where I will be offered 50 million viewers. Like I say, I'm a mystic. I've had a life full of quantum mysticism. I've encountered loads of spiritual entities, deities, jinns, regal spirits. I'm a voice hearer, and I actually commune with spirits using telepathy. Thank you very much.
Okay, and over to our lovely Chris. We'll put Chris up.
Hello. I am a mystic, a muse. I'm also an empath. I dream things, and sometimes they come true. And yeah, I'm just an all-around spiritual person.
That's beautiful. And I'm just going to bring up my boss man so you can introduce yourself to anyone that doesn't know him, but I'm sure lots of you already know Mr. Dakota. So let's bring Dakota
up. Well, my name is Dakota Franson. I'm careful of what labels I use because if it's weird, chances are I've been involved with it. I'm known as the specialist of the strange, ETs, ghosts, cryptids, you name it. I've dealt with it in some form. That's about the shortest way I know to put it right now.
And myself, I'm Sherry Brett. I am what I class as a spiritualist. Again, I don't really like to name tag myself apart from I am a witch and I am a practicing shaman as well. But I do, as Dakota, I work with spirits, ETs, and all sorts of other energies of other realms as well. So we really do hope that you enjoy the show. Let me bring everybody back up. Here we go. So tonight's what we're going to be doing is just going to get really deep into talking about, you know, spirituality, ETs, all these sort of things, and answering any questions that any of you in the room may have as well, guys. And we may even share a little bit about what, like in our company way, like things we experience to do with ETs. We can't go into loads of detail because some of the stuff is secret and can't be shared, but we can tell you maybe about some of the wacky things that we go through every day, believe me, when it comes to the ETs. Oh, hang on a minute. Woo! Here we go. Yep. Okay, yep. Here we go.
I had to do that.
So, that's lovely.
I had to do. I couldn't hear you hardly, but I can now.
That's awesome. Yeah, the poor Dakota's ears went.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, he's okay.
That's a lovely echo.
And I'm brighter as well. You can see me properly now as
yeah, I
well.
can see you a lot better now. Definitely, wearing his Union Jack hat, guys. You know, rocking the UK way. So yeah,
And I look like Walter White from Breaking Bad.
You do.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm feeling that.
so why don't we get to some of your experiences that you guys have experienced first? So obviously you're spiritual, you've had communication with spirits and things like that. Have you had any like communication with ET stuff? Like for you, for instance, Chris, you say you have these premonitions and dreams and stuff. Have you dreamed anything to do with the ET realms as well?
Well, and this sounds insane, but I can close my eyes and see things and manifest things that I didn't ask for. The last couple of nights, I did see some alien faces, and there was another night where I saw something standing outside my door, but this was about 2 years ago, and I'm not sure if it was an alien, but it kind of looked like a gray alien. I'm not really positive. A couple of people in my neighborhood said the same thing. They said that they felt like something was pulling them out of their bed. So it was kind of the same, like, feeling that time. But I was also dreaming and waking up, so I wasn't really positive if that was the case or not. Who knows?
And Bradley,
I have. I'm going to brush this over a little bit. I have experience. I actually witnessed seeing an extraterrestrial for like 5 seconds manifest before my eyes, like the cloaking device must have failed, and for me to see it, or the extraterrestrial wanted me to see it. I saw it for 5 seconds. I know it was feminine.
Yeah.
I know it was feminine, and like I said, I saw it for 5 seconds. However, most of my life, I've encountered spiritual entities, gods, goddesses, deities, jinn, regal spirits, demons, devils, all kinds of spiritual phenomena, basically.
And just before we go any further, obviously I've just had another lovely panelist turn up. We've got KI, which is a teacher and preacher that does things to do with God, but also talks to do with the Anunnaki, which anybody that knows about extraterrestrial, that is to do with them as well. So I just want this amazing man to introduce himself quickly and his spirituality, is what you do, KI, if you can, sweetheart, and then I'll get to asking you the same questions. I'm just going to put you up on the panel quickly.
Hello, how are you guys doing? I'm a minister, Ki, just like the Anunnaki god Ki, which was the god that represented earth and love. So I took on the attributes of Ki. So I minister Ki, the Anunnaki teacher. It's nice to see you guys there. I also are into UFOs and cosmic different things of that sort. And I've also done a few CE5s using Dr. Stephen Greer's protocols. So I'm geared towards a lot of learning about, what used to be called angels, now that we know as UFOs. So there's a lot of different things that I've learned from even you guys out there that, I'm learning and, preaching on the streets. I'm a street minister. And also, I preach in some of the churches around here also here in Houston, Texas. So I'm around where a lot of activity goes on, guys. So ain't no telling what you might see in the background around me also. So it's nice to meet all of you guys.
Awesome. Thank you, Ki. That is absolutely amazing. I'll bring everybody back up so you're not feeling like you're sitting on your own. There we go. So obviously I asked these guys that what they'd had in experiences to do with extraterrestrials. So what would you say that you've had an experience in, Ki?
Well, with extraterrestrials, here lately, like I said, I've done some CE5s, and I've also had them recorded and put on a few of the Facebook pages. But I've had a light being that's been with me for a while since I've done the CE5s, and he's becoming, more of the ambassador, I would say, for the contact that I've had. In one of the videos, it shows him kind of coming down and it circles around me. And then I can put my hand up and sometimes and it'll come to me. And I don't know. There's another gentleman that did the same thing in one of my groups, but he has orbs everywhere. But this kind of just solidified, my wondering, is that true or is it not true? When it happens to you, it makes all the difference in the world, than just looking at someone or maybe thinking it's CGI or something different like that. But, I actually had the contact, and most of the people that I did the CE5s with, I tried to do it on a worldwide simultaneous thing using Facebook and from Australia to all the different friends that we had, and some did and some didn't. So, you use laser pointers when you do this. So doing that around the world, I think that we actually caught a reaction, and that they knew that we did it simultaneously at the same time. So that kind of just, like I said, it just made something kind of come to me. I believe it's a light being. I haven't identified it yet. I'm kind of taking some information from Jim Andre and learning from Bradley and a lot of the people that have been abducted, because it's not an abduction, it's a contact, so it's a little bit different. And with me being spiritual and a spiritual gangster, as Bradley puts it, which I am, it kind of ties in a lot of the different things all together. And it's just kind of making different epiphanies to me, Sherry. I'm just seeing things just like I told Bradley, enlightenment comes in stages. They're not going to open up to you just bow, everything in the world, because the world and universe is so vast. But as we learn and as we're ready, these different things open up. And I believe that this is one of them for me, where, I'm even getting more enlightened than I've already have been.
Yeah, and I can most definitely relate with you there, because it's not about that they come to you straight away. It is open gradually to you and communicating with you. Obviously, I had an abduction experience, but I have experienced them since I was young. I just didn't know because a lot of it had been discluded from my mind. But I am going to bring my lovely boss, which is Dakota. This is the guy that I'm streaming from the company of, guys. So you've got a lot of platforms you're going out to. So this man is absolutely amazing. Now, I'm going to get Dakota to explain a little bit about his experiences with the extraterrestrial and maybe like his theories on what he's hearing from KI and you guys and what he thinks.
Awesome.
So,
I'll say, okay, Sherry has definitely piqued my interest with you out of everybody here, to be completely honest. So I may be talking to you a little bit more after this, but
please grab me on Facebook. I wish I didn't also include that I'm also
you hear my story. You're probably going to want to talk some more.
Yeah, I feel the
Sherry's
energy.
Well, for me, supernatural as a whole. Yeah, I know my signal's already starting to come out, and I don't know if everybody noticed that the K2's back, so I finally got that sorted. Basically, whenever I came for a little bit of backstory about that, anytime I would come on a live, people would say they start seeing things move around me. So I figured stick something out to, at least measure it, because it's going to be one of two things. Either we have a visitor or my cats are being assholes. So putting that out there right now. But the supernatural
you have...
a big thing.
Tell you about the asshole cat.
Whoa. You have an energy, bro. I feel it now. You have a strong energy. I didn't also tell you in the beginning that with Sherry, when Sherry introduced me, that I'm also a medium. I'm a medium and sometimes necromancer, meaning that sometimes, I have flashes from people's past and their past DNA that comes to me when I have contact, like I'm having contact with you now and y'all. So, I feel things, and you just said something, and I'm getting chills, and things are falling down around me. So, please do talk.
I spread this stuff.
I'm looking forward to this.
Out like a venereal disease, man. Trust me. But
Lord,
growing up, I was always one of those kids who just seemed to know everything. The first incident I had, on a psychic level was when I was 2 years old. I walked up to my stepmother one day and said, "My little sister's in here." It's like, okay, that's weird. Next day, my stepmother falls ill, goes to the doctor's office. They run a pregnancy test, and sure enough, she's pregnant.
Mm.
When I was about 5 years old, it's safe to say now that this was a rather unusual abduction circumstance. There was one night where I went to bed at my mother's house, then woke up the next morning 30 miles away from home.
Wow.
Thankfully at my grandparents', but my grandparents had no clue how I got into the locked house.
Mm.
All doors, all windows locked. And now everybody just thought, okay, did you sleepwalk? First off, I was 5 years old. That'd be pretty impressive.
Wow.
Did your parents drop you off? Well, my mother was calling my grandparents, her parents, that next morning, shortly after I woke up, freaking out, thinking that I was kidnapped. Now, there was an abusive father situation. It's unlikely that he would have dropped me off at my mother's parents. And to make a long story short, those contact experiences have been going on all my life. As it turns out, apparently I shagged an alien and had 3 kids and expecting a 3rd child with one.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Hold on, wait a second. When you talk about the sleepwalking, may I say this? There was a time I lived in a house that was extremely haunted, and I dream about this house like almost every week. I probably dream about it maybe 3 to 4 times a week. And I remember a time where I remember distinctly going to sleep in my bed and waking up downstairs in my dad's lazy boy. And I had no idea how I got there.
Wow.
So, I mean, I'm wondering about sleepwalking. I thought I was sleepwalking. I didn't think anything of it. I don't remember any aliens picking me up, but geez, they might have. Shit, that house is so haunted. That house is so haunted, dude. Like,
can I ask both of you guys something? Can I ask both of you guys with those sleepwalking experiences? What was different the next day? Most people that had sleepwalking experiences like feel there's a scar or a bump or a finger tingle. Did you have any other, thing that you were 5, so I'm pretty sure it might have been hard to remember. Do you remember anything, either
11,
one?
maybe like 11. No, honestly, I don't. I just remember not knowing how I got there. And even like my sister was like, when did you come downstairs? And I said, I don't know, I don't know. It was weird because we were in the same room together and she never remembered me leaving.
How about your memory thereafter? Your memories after that? Did your memories become like more memories start coming to you after the experience, or like your memories kind of slowed down and just focused on that one?
I have no idea. I could tell you that right now. That house in general, like, just a lot of odd stuff happened there. So, like, there's so many different memories of that house. That's just one of them.
Right. Because bombardment.
Also, it's built on a Civil War ground because that's like Horseman Creek Road was where like they watered their horses during the Civil War. So yeah, when we built that house, it was back in 1989. We built that house, and I remember being no other houses in the neighborhood. There was another neighborhood built next to us, but there was only like 3 other houses. So I watched every house get built in that neighborhood, and I watched the whole road over the last 25 years get like crazy big versus where it used to actually look like somewhere where you would water your horses. That's why they called it that, Horseman Creek Road. But I think that there was a lot of dead people and activity there, that we were
had Zach Bagans and Ghost Adventures been there?
I don't know. It'd be awesome. I know that like down the road, there's a memorial park that has like, it's a little bit further down, close to like Lawndale and New Garden area. That there's a park over there for the Civil War. So like it's all kind of interconnected. Maybe they probably have. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, 'cause now I'd seen an episode where they was at a Civil War site and there was a lot of paranormal activity, and there was sleepwalking people. They had apparitions in their house and orbs and things like that were, really prevalent around those Civil War, because so many deaths. And also shadow
Would
figures
that
when
bring
there's
aliens on too? Like, who knows? I mean, to be honest with you.
Aliens very much can make you sleepwalk. I've had a couple of experiences where I've done sleepwalking through communicating with them and stuff like that. I've ended up like in my front room or outside my front door or things like that. So yeah, they can. Same as spirits. Dakota, did you have any weird experiences after you had your sleepwalking experience?
I wouldn't even say it was a sleepwalking incident, because like I said, I was 5 and I ended up 30 miles away. That is pretty impressive for a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
right.
But there's been times where I've had weird scratches come up. There's been times where, say, I was on vacation, and it's not just one location. This stuff has followed me anywhere in the world I've gone, where all of a sudden people are coming up to me saying, "Dakota, who was in your room with you last night?" I was on vacation with a tour group. I was like, I was by myself. Why? It's like, you were talking to a woman. And I'm just like, you didn't tell me this sooner? What? It was like I said, it's a situation that continues to evolve, and I've even done some past life work to where try to understand more about the situation, and that is even open up so many rabbit holes that my head gets twisted even just speaking about it.
And may I ask about the witching hour, because everybody talks about that and has always talked about that. But I really do wake up between 3 and 5 o'clock every morning, and I know it. And there's always something that just like it's like a tickle. It's like a get the hell up.
Yes. I'm glad someone said that. Yes.
So
3
bizarre.
o'clock.
It'll be on weird parts of my body too. Sometimes it's like down here by like my side. Sometimes it's like up here. It's like this little tickle, like get up, get up, get up.
It'd be like right there where I can't
Yeah, where you can't itch it too, where you're like really comfortable and like, why are you itching me?
Yeah, like what do you want?
Okay. So I have a little spot on my body that I've always wondered about. Okay. And the dermatologist told me it wasn't a mole. I thought it was a scar. I thought it was from a time where I was maybe like, don't judge me, 19 years old and drunk on the toilet and burnt myself. That's what I thought it was from. But now I'm starting to wonder, man, because this shit looks like it's getting bigger over the years. And like, I don't know. Maybe I'll take a picture of it for you guys. I'm like, what, is it a scar?
That's a great. He said she was scared. Well, I will tell you this, Chris. Jim Andre, he showed it on Bradley's show, that his tattoo on his arm after his abduction, it grew, and there's different spots on the tattoo now. After his abduction. That's why I was asking, did you guys feel anything different? Because with yours, Chris, with you being around that Civil War area, I believe it's spiritual with you. With the brother there, I felt that it might have been some alien with him at 5, because the innocence of being so young that they was trying to move you to test to see, what your reactions would be. But with you in that Civil War, with all that death in the area, they felt your light is what I'm feeling. They felt that light, and they still touched
gave me
you.
Chills.
Yeah,
no,
I'm feeling. I'm still feeling what I'm feeling here.
Everyone in that house saw the same man. Everyone in that house saw the same man. He was a tall man. He looked African American. He had a straw hat on. He was about 6'1" or so. Everyone saw him. They saw him sitting on my bed. They saw him walking down the hall. We all saw the guy.
Yes, I see shadow figure. I see a tall shadow figure, dark. Yeah, like you said, I see him dark. I see dark, and I see he still tries to come and see you, but you put some protection around you.
Oh, I got a white light around me. No one can mess with me right now. I'm not doing that anymore.
I see he flashes, though. He flashes at other people.
Oh, you gave me chills thinking about that, too.
Yes,
I don't know why that man's around me. Maybe it was that he, maybe it was that he needed some guidance. I've always prayed for him. I've always told him to go You know, I mean, and I know my mom saw him, my sister saw him.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like he wanted to hurt you. It just seemed like he
No,
was there. He wanted the light. He wanted to figure out how to get to the light. It seems like he was wondering. He got lost in the battles or something.
I think he was a slave, man. I mean, to be honest with you, no, I mean, like seriously, he just like looked like, yeah, like he was lost
Well,
actually.
during the Civil War, that's what they were fighting over. So some were still slaves, especially down here in
Yeah.
the South. So yeah, I feel that. I feel some type of energy with that. But yeah, God dang, you guys. See, I've never had I've had the sleep paralysis that like Jim would talked about, and sometimes I do feel my tattoos move because I have a golden symbol here in my cross that I got when my mother died with this sun. And sometimes I feel the sun. It feels like it gets warm.
Does
And
it raise
sometimes,
up?
yes, it kind
Mine
of
raises up.
raises up, and then I can feel it sometimes, and then it'll raise. It'll just cool, like it's just I can't even touch it. It's like it's smooth. And I was like, when he's telling me about his tattoo, because on his, he had stars up here. There was an extra star, plus the tattoo widened, and it was extra things that were in his tattoo after his abduction. So that's what I say, that I believe that we're marked even by these spirits, because anytime we come in contact with anything from any other dimension, it's like they say, two pieces of matter can't coincide. But I say two different dimensions, there's gonna leave some type of trail. If you touch something from a different dimension, I feel that there's gonna be some type of residual energy, touch, scratch, just like the demonic. They say in the threes. Go ahead, please. I talk a lot. Please jump in with me, guys.
No, the threes, dude, the threes. Talk about the
Yeah.
numbers every day. I see 1111, 333, 555, 444. Why do I see that every day?
The numbers are messages and signs from the
Yes.
universe. They're messages from other realms.
Yes.
You not just through numbers, you can get them through everyday things around you. You could be walking down the road and see a bus and it's got the same number, and you seem to see that number at a certain time every day. These are all normally represents of messages from the other side, and you can easily look these sort of things up to find out what they represent for you. They are a spiritual thing, but they're communication from the other realms. That could be extraterrestrial, spirit, your higher powers. Like they all communicate with you in many different ways, such as feathers, even crystals, things like that. I've got loads of crystals that they'll communicate through and things. It's interesting when Ki was speaking and saying about like the energy that he feels from Dakota, and that Dakota's got this light around him. The thing is me and Dakota are starseeds, so we are beings that are of extraterrestrial way, and we have extraterrestrial life, but we came here and chose to come here to help mankind and to help this world. That's what we're here to do.
Yes.
So, like, Dakota found out a lot quicker than I did. I've just started to open to the fact that I actually had experiences when I was younger, and my first one was with a triangular aircraft outside my house. I was about 6 years old, and I'm walking. I see this light, and I'm seeing it outside the window, and I can feel it like trying to communicate with me. So I go outside. Being a kid, I'm really intrigued. Okay. And this triangular object comes down to like my level, and these beings that look human walked out, and they go, "Hello, Shahalan. We have finally found you." And I'm like, "Who are you? I don't know who you are." And they're like, "We're your family. You came here. You chose to come." I was like, but I'm obviously little, so I didn't really calculate that until later in life when I've come through Dakota and I've met Dakota. Dakota sparked everything off after my extraterrestrial abduction and everything else. Things started to happen before and after, but meeting Dakota, I came into communication where they talk. I actually had experiences last night where I'd done some EVPs, and you can clearly hear them talking through me because I channel. They're talking through me as well as me talking to them. You can hear their voices in a different language. You can hear them talking to me. Dakota has the same sort of experience. Dakota can kind of enlighten more about his side, but we are starseeds. We're human and alien sort of thing.
Yes.
Well, for anybody who is interested in this type of topic, there is one author I would highly encourage. Her name is Elena Denon.
Yes.
Does a lot of information on the different species that are out there, what their worlds are like, what their ships are like. I've used her books as, kind of a hand guide if I'm ever seeing something. Like, say, there was one Halloween where I'm driving away from a family member's house, and all of a sudden, about 15, 20 feet in the air, practically right next to me, there's this orange hexagonal craft just floating there, kind of wobbling. Then the second I go to stop the car and get out, it seemed like they realized, oh shit, he saw us. It was gone.
Gone.
Then I go to look in there. Apparently, there's a little species. They're called, I believe they're called it's like Erics or something like that. They look like little grays. They look like little grays. Supposed to be very friendly. They're more interested in kind of minerals.
So is that what I saw
from Idaho,
outside my door?
Dimensional creatures.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Something dimensional.
The thing is, with Elena's books, a lot of her sketches she does, for me, it felt like I was looking at old photographs. Now, obviously, you walk into someone's house and you see, all of a sudden, you see pictures of your grandma. You're going to start asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, her contact within the Galactic Federation was my commanding officer.
Wow.
And she was able to validate it. I found out my name when I'm up there. We were involved in the rescue of abducted children.
Oh.
And I've even managed to locate in this life some of the kids I helped save.
That's
awesome.
And and there's been so much detail. Like I said, I have a wife up there. Apparently, we're soul contracted with each other.
Oh.
There's been times where we both incarnate on Earth, but there's also times where more lately we tend to trade shifts. I work up there, she works down here, and vice versa.
That's cool.
The particular species we originate from is well known for hybridization with the native beings from the worlds that they intend to colonize. And apparently in about maybe 2 years time frame, I'm going to have to explain to my family why I have 3 kids with an alien.
Who are these kids? They don't look like us.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing. Even the thing was,
isn't that
there were a number of incidents with negative.
Not in the same state.
I don't know, but that's the thing. There was an incident, and Sherry can back this up, where we were dealing with a negative entity known as the Hat Man, and several of the people who had the worst experiences all came to me saying, Dakota, there was a little girl here. She looked just like you.
I'm one of them.
And eventually, enough people came forward. I was able to use AI to create a picture of her. This was the first one that showed her.
It's actually got a picture.
I started. I have pictures of 2 of the kids and their mother.
That they want to see, Dakota.
I do want to see now. I
can bring it up. I can bring it up.
Come on with them kids, man. You are the father. Just what? You ain't gonna get no child support. Don't worry about that.
I don't know. There was a Hat Man incident where a lot of people started being attacked. I was one. I felt like I was getting like stabbing sensations and stuff. And Dakota's wife and daughter came down to protect me. And I said that there was these 2 beings here. The little girl really looked like you, Dakota. And he was like, well, he goes, you're not the first person telling me this. There's like other people that have come saying the same thing, that have having these experiences. And when he done the picture and he put it, we was all like, that was the girl that we see. Literally.
Okay, so they talk about remote viewing and some of that stuff. Well, lately, and this has been since the pandemic, but not only the pains came in different parts of my body, which I found very bizarre because it went from my shoulder to the middle of my back to my lower hip, and now they're just gone. But I mean, I don't know if I willed them away or whatever, but a lot of times I'll just close my eyes, guys. I'll just close my eyes and see stuff. And this one that keeps popping up is this little Asian man sitting in a corner with this long, like a roadway with like a light at the end of it. And I mean, I see him all the time, and I'm like, sometimes it just pops in. Sometimes like he's wearing a different hat or look at me different. Is that somebody remote viewing with me? Like, because I don't know who the person is. Oh my gosh.
This is his daughter. That is the extraterrestrial girl. She's an extraterrestrial.
Look
She's
at
from
her
Pleiades.
eyes.
And
Yes, look at her eyes. Her eyes are piercing. Look at the way they're set. Yes, look at her mouth and her cheeks. It's her cheeks tell the story right there. Her cheeks, that right cheek and left cheek are different.
That's him.
And here's a childhood picture of me.
Yep. Oh my God. Dude.
And let's just say, yeah, it's pretty obvious that she's my kid.
Oh, you give me chills, man. That's giving me chills. Bradley, if you're there, what is this show being shared on?
This is Dakota.
Is that your wife?
That's
his wife,
my wife.
Okay,
wow,
look,
she's hot.
Look, I've seen.
Right?
I've seen.
Does she have a sister?
Maybe.
See if she's got a sister. Auntie.
There's a lot of these. There's a lot of these on Earth. There's a lot of this on Earth. These people.
Exactly.
Wow.
Oh yes, they are on Earth. They do reincarnate on people on Earth. Most definitely, yeah, they do. Yeah.
They're in the moon base.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I can tell you personally, that's where lately we've been meeting up is on the moon base.
Hey, bro, you doing pretty good because some of these Earth women don't. Hey, you got it going on. I'm hanging out with you from now on, man. I'm going up there with you.
Besides the beautiful ladies here, these women out here, they don't care anymore. Women don't.
Besides you, beautiful ladies, okay, you guys are my sisters, so hey. Besides you ladies here, we need some more. Bring them aliens, please, huh? Yes,
Bring on the aliens.
Well, I'm Pleiadian and Lyran, so yeah. And I've had experiences with both Dakota's kids and wife. They come here on a regular basis.
Miss Sherry, did you
kids?
Which aliens did you say that you associate with, Miss Sherry? Because I remember you told me.
Like Dakota and also Lyran. I have textures of both.
Lyran.
My father is Lyran and my mother is Pleiadian.
Palladian. I've heard a lot about Palladian. I believe that's what I think Jim was talking about, the Palladians. And I was reading a lot on the news
about girl, the Palladian. That's yeah.
How do you think that mix?
Very caring species. Very caring. Yeah.
Very sexual.
And very sexual.
Yeah,
definitely. I would know that as well. So I have had experiences. I don't really like to.
I might be part of that. I'm not gonna lie.
I've physically had children. I've had children that are up there with them as well. But
I'm thinking something out of y'all. Got to get back to being a minister here, man.
Well, let's just say after I found out I had a second child, there was an incident. It was shortly after the Hatman attacks where I got taken up to this hospital room, and all of a sudden, the woman I just showed you, all I see was, it looked like kind of a hospital room you would see out of Star Trek, for lack of a better word. The woman was sitting in the bed, had the little girl with her. Little girl looks at me and says, "Daddy, come meet my new baby brother." I come to walk up. The kid looks just like me. Just part of me from down here starts to register. I'm looking outside what's the window. I was like, am I on Mars? The second I go to say that, it's like, oh, you got to go back. Next thing you know, I'm flying through the wall. I drop into my bed so hard. Mind you, I am a big guy. I'm 6'7", 400 pounds. I drop on my bed so hard that I break my bed frame.
Wow.
Part of my bed frame goes through the wall.
That was some stuff. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
And I'm just like, as far as I know, remote viewing is not supposed to have recoil.
Right.
No.
And they do mate with other beings and stuff. I've had experiences where I've got children that are up there as well. One happened very recently, but I don't want to go into too much detail because Muriel's looking at me like, don't say too much. But yeah, I have 3 children up there.
I have experienced remote viewing myself, and what I've learned is you can actually remote view someone without them realizing it as well.
Yeah, no, that's what I was wondering about what I was seeing. Am I accidentally?
And they don't always have to be sexual with you either. Like if you're in relationships and it's
sexual,
they can do it a different way as well. They can actually implant it by using the female's eggs and doing other things. So yeah.
Well, let's just say the Lyran and Pleiadian lines. Yes, they do have that technology to artificially inseminate.
Which is what
they like it old. They still like it old school.
They do like it old school, but
they like
they can't do it.
Most people.
I've got a partner, and my partner would be too happy.
I'm just saying, you know.
But yeah, they can. They are a very sexual.
I'm silly, y'all. If y'all didn't know,
they are very sexual. Both of them are, most definitely.
Wow, that's crazy. That's something that I wondered about.
It is I just believe in tantric sex a little bit, so I think you can train your mind to have however sexual experience you want.
I have had sexual experiences on 3 occasions with an incubus. On 3 occasions,
that's what I was going to say. I was going to ask.
They are separate entities. They weren't the same. They were different beings on all 3 occasions. And like on one occasion, I had a wet tongue put in my ear, and I awoke, and I was alarmed, and I thought it was a demon, so I started to strangle it. Then I realised it was an incubus, and I let go, and I was like, "I'm really sorry, I don't know what to say." And it said to me, "Make love, not war." You know? Another occasion,
trying to help you out.
On another occasion, I had a throbbing erect phallus rubbing against my thigh.
Oh no!
Woke me up.
About that.
You know.
You tell me about that one. No, buddy.
Yes, spirits can come into this realm in the flesh. They can.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and with what Bradley said, that's what I was going to kind of ask you. You guys said you got children, you know, Palladian, Lyrian, Starseed. Now I feel like I had succubus. Now that's what Bradley and Jim kind of told me the difference. Where most people think succubus meaning female, incubus meaning male. Where they say succubus meaning the bottom, incubus meaning the top. Where mine always come from the bottom, and I feel like it's feminine because of the touch. But it only happens when I'm deep into a deep sleep, and it wakes me up, and I can still feel like hands on my private parts. Yeah. And it's like when I'm going to sleep, and I don't think it's completely got me, but I believe that, like I said, it's not alien, like you guys say. I'm trying to figure out, how would you know the difference between, like you said, that like what you were saying, that sex with yours, that sometimes physical, sometimes it's mental. Where these incubus and succubus, it's physical. You feel it. Like Jim said, I mean, like Bradley said, you feel it. They're touching me.
I've only had dreams. Where they call them wet dreams, right? That's what they call them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You wake up moist.
You orgasmed. You know something happened. You know you were touched. You know.
I did.
It wasn't me touching myself, because I always wake up. You know, normal.
There was a viewer discretion advised in the intro, Sherry.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
This is what we like, though. Interesting stuff. You know what I mean?
An incubus.
I've had those since I was 5.
Yes.
An incubus is normally demonic, you'll find. Or
I've
succubus.
not had this.
Or even a vampire can be an incubus or a succubus.
Now, I've had plenty of bites that I've thought was vampiric. I've had bites from my neck. I have them on my arms sometimes here. All the time I get these vampiric type bites on my legs. I'll get them on my arms. I have 2 that it was fresh on my neck right now, right here. That, like I said, the more I've been trying to do light work, they say when you set up a church, the devil sets up an encampment around you. So I know it's negative energy that's trying to push my lights out. You know what I mean? In other words, I know there's negative energies. Anytime you're trying to do anything positive, of course, the negative energy.
Oh,
It's a yin and yang effect.
Yeah.
What was you
Which is
saying?
why
I like to tell
I'm
you.
always cleansing and blessing all the time. That is just who I am. Like, because I have a lot of light work. And when it comes to like what Kay was asking, how would you know the difference and stuff? Like, obviously, Dakota has had sexual contact with his wife, where I haven't with the being that impregnated me 3 times. Mine was
They
inserted.
take the baby out.
And I remember being in the room and having it done, and I physically had a belly with it growing, but the baby wasn't in there. You can't see it on the scan, but I could feel the movement. I could feel the baby and everything. And when it comes to having the child, I would be took back up there for them to be able to remove the baby safely and put it into the incubator. I have children on a regular basis up there as well. So I've seen all 3 of mine.
So do you feel? Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, sir.
I was going to say, when I say like spirits can come through in the flesh, I had a chapel in my last place, and I went to put the key in the door, and I looked behind me, and I said, "Who are you?" And this demon come up through the floor, through a porthole in the floor outside my door, and punched me right in the face, and I went flying backwards, and I crawled away backwards to get away from it, and I stayed away from the chapel for 3 hours for it to disappear. How about that?
Wow.
It was sent by a dark sorcerer, a dark lord sent it to me.
Punch you in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do some pretty nasty stuff.
No one ever, I'm a boxer, no one's ever put me down, yet that entity put me
God dang
down.
it, they got KO'd by entity. The mystic dragon versus the invisible entity.
Oh my
Goodness.
God.
But I will say one tried to push me down the steps here in this house. Like I told you that when you had asked something on your group was like, what's the scariest moment? And I told you when a shadow figure appeared to me one night when I was going to the restroom, and the restroom is right near the stairs. First it scared me, then I felt a hand on my chest and it pushed me back on the steps. Luckily I caught myself and I was scared as a little girl. I was screamed, ran downstairs, and jumped in bed with the lady I take care of that I'm a caregiver to, and stayed there because you could feel it. Sometimes people say that, they might have a ghost or they might see something or feel something, but when they're strong, they let you know they're there. Like he said, he left for 3 hours. I did not even go in the room. You feel that energy in that room when you're sensitive. It's like you ever feel like static electricity, like, oh God, I'm not going in there. Hell no.
You don't even have to be in the place when they're there. If you're spiritually open, you'll feel it. Like some people will if they're going off to certain locations, that they'll start getting certain visions or start certain feelings. I do. And I'll be like, oh yeah, something's there that's not good. And I can feel it even from getting there. I'm getting certain visions and things like that. So, they are a very powerful energy.
I call it a touch note.
Yeah.
Call it what?
A touch note. Because when I'm around certain people, I can just feel whatever they're thinking almost. Like that's weird. Not necessarily, but yes.
I know what you mean by that. Like you can feel their intentions.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
That's the perfect word for it.
Yes.
That is good, isn't it?
I'm glad
you can feel
because it's making me understand this a little bit better here. Because I get those feelings.
I'm not psychic.
Like you said,
I would never call myself a psychic. I'm very empathic, so I just feel their energy.
Or
we all have psychic abilities. We all have the abilities. Everybody has it in us. We all have it. It's just it's just different levels of all of these different powers. Yes.
We are all psychic. We are all born psychic. Only the fluoride in the water is what actually deprives us from being psychic and makes us docile. But we are actually all born psychic, really.
That's why I say I boil my water. I actually literally will boil my water, God knows how many times, and sieve it before I even drink it.
Yeah, I might start doing that.
Yeah. I need to.
I buy bottled water.
But even bottled water is not fully pure.
Yeah,
75%. Any water I touch, I will boil. It doesn't matter what it is.
75% of bottled water on sale in
wash
shop.
your hair with that too?
Yeah.
Do you wash your hair
75%.
with bottle like?
with the water. Obviously, yeah, but it'd be boiling hot water because obviously hot water will.
Well,
kill
yeah, I
germs
take a
and
really
stuff.
hot bath.
Boiling hot water and
75% of
over
I
bottled
mean, what, you
water.
think they're putting crap in our
so that
water
it doesn't
too?
go
Is
into
that what
my
you're
face.
saying? Yes.
Sherry, I have a question for you. You said that,
Yep.
that you've learned, well, you and Chris said it. Now, I believe that, I can't see his name. What's your name up there at the top? One more time, bro. I can't see my thing.
Dakota.
Huh? Dakota, yeah, like Dakota said. Yeah, now, you said that, like, you can feel the energy sometimes before, like the oncoming before it happens. And I do feel it, but I have no way to judge, what it is that's coming. Like you said, you can kind of feel that, like I get the tingles on my arms and I'll feel the energy, but it's like knowing, okay, am I cold sometime or am I about to get hit with something? Do you know the difference? And when you're feeling it, because sometimes it's a different feeling than just a chill.
A lot of my experiences will be static energy.
Yes.
I would feel overheating feeling when it's something that's not good. I'll feel a more colder feeling when it isn't. I normally would get the smells as well because you have certain smells for good energies, you have certain smells for negative energies.
Heard about the smells
before I'm even getting there, so it's like there's something negative there. I can smell.
I get the smells.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
I get the smells. I do get the smells, and that's what's been kind of weird to me. I've been like lately, what is that weird freaking smell? Like here, there, and it'll be something different, and then it'll be something weird will happen. So
yeah, like if you get like really pleasant smells like perfumes, aftershaves, flowers, things like that, they're normally like signs of positive energies. But if you're getting like a rotten flesh smell or a fire smell or something,
lately I've noticed a rotten
like that, that's more of a negative.
rotten
or you can feel essence.
Yes, cabbage. I smelled rotten cabbage. I smelled things burning like smoke. I smelled like smoke things on fire. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night. I smell like something's burning around here, and there's nothing burning.
Yeah,
and look, you can say it's a restaurant all day long, dude, but there's some weird shit going on in that restaurant.
I've had people that they've experienced like a smell, like a gone off egg smell as well. Like those sort of smells are normally not a good sign. Kota, could you influence more? Obviously, you've had your experiences as well.
There's been a number of times for me.
So wait, that egg though, may I 1 second? The egg smell would be more demonic, would it not?
Yeah, well, I like eggs, but raw eggs, I would think so because it's just such a foul smell. It's just the death smell.
Horrible smells would be associated with negative energy, and more nicer smells would be associated with good. But sometimes you've got to remember that spirits can fool you and can do things as well. So you've got to be able to know by the feeling that way, like tapping into a feeling, an emotion, things like that as well. That can normally represent them as well. Dakota, over to you.
Mm-hmm.
No, I hear someone just saying that I hope none of y'all smell sulfur. I've been in situations where I've smelled burning flesh. I've watched people start to blister for no apparent reason. It was I've been through exorcisms myself. I've conducted them. I've had an incident where an entity got away from me, jumped me in my own home. A few weeks later, tried to choke me to death. Next morning, the neighbors come over saying their dogs were freaking out. They knew I was in this type. The dogs were freaking out, and they thought they heard the sounds of squealing pigs being butchered.
Yeah.
When this thing attacked me, and all of a sudden there was this beat. They also said they swore they saw this bright light just coming out of nowhere that looked like, for lack of a better word, when angel characters on the show Supernatural go to smite a demon, you had that glowing eyes coming out. It looked like something like that was happening.
Wow.
And it was a situation where I've had to physically pull this thing off of me, start choking it out, and then I woke up the next morning with barely a memory of whatever happened, because I bet somebody probably thought I was hungover. It was that bad.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And I've
Okay,
I've had an experience when I was cleansing someone's house, child and mum being affected by a couple of negative energies. I'm not going to say the name of the energies, because anyone that knows about spirituality, if you give out their names, this can give them power and bring them back. So I will not say the names, but it was a High Lord, one of them that I got out, and I was physically attacked and had upside down crosses appear on my neck, which happened on a messenger call, and somebody actually see this physically happening. And this injury that was like the crosses turned into a whole collar all the way around my neck of just flesh and blood. Literally, it was just bright red. There was no skin anymore. It had ripped all my skin off my neck, and I ended up going to hospital and nearly died from blood poisoning. It actually poisoned me.
Wow.
dude, I saw a man's soul one time. I'm not kidding. He raped a girl in high school, and I'll never forget this. But we were all sitting around on the deck together, and yeah, we were partying. Yeah, there was some drugs involved. We were kids, but his face was burned. I could tell he looked like he had been in hell at some point, or a demon was attached to this man.
How old was you, Chris?
16, maybe 17.
Wow. Is this Chris Joe Marie?
Yeah.
I told Candace, about 4 or 5 days ago that you had something traumatic, that I was talking about you and Sherry, because I had read Sherry, and I was just mentioning some positives. And I told Candace, you can ask her. I said, there was something traumatic that happened with Chris that I felt that was coming to me when you were speaking in the group. And I couldn't tell what it was. And you just said something that what you just said just kind of just hit me with an epiphany. And I was telling Candace, I said, I don't know what it is. I said, I don't know if it might have been abuse. I don't want to go off into that, but something happened traumatic that she would
go there.
But I was like,
I've seen
something
a lot.
traumatic that you remembered from your past. And I told Candy that, and you just said that did hit. I'm sorry. You just hit me with something that I've seen.
I could draw that for you. And to be honest with
Wow.
you, like half of his face was burned. He raped this girl in high school. Everybody knew about it. And I'm not going to say his name either, because you said name gives power, but it's his real name.
Does, yeah.
I mean, I don't know the demon that's attached to him. But
that's what it was.
And like you said, you noticed stuff with me, like you could see a dark cloud around me, and I was trying to say to you that there is no negative energies around me and that, but there has been negative things that have happened to me. I've been through sexual assault and abuse and things like that. So I've been through a lot of stuff myself. This is what the darkness you might be seeing, because it very much still does consume me. Even though I've come more to terms with it, I do still have my struggles. So this might be the cloud you were seeing.
That's
well,
it.
When I read, I've never read Chris yet, but I've read Sherry. But when it comes to those traumatic things, sometimes I won't mention them. I'll kind of hint, because you don't want to bring them back up, especially if they've been suppressed traumatic experiences. Whoa. And it can bring, a lot of negative energy back that you pushed out. So, it's, especially when someone like myself is reading someone, because they already know it. So it's not good to bring it back just for the sake of being like, okay, I know this, I'm a psychic, and is it true? No, I don't. When it comes to those things, I don't try to get into the traumatic. I see them and it hurts me, and I cry on the inside. Like I said, I've seen something with both of you all, and I cried on the inside, because women go through more than men do. I hate to say it, but most women have had sexual or some type of, whether it's just men. I can't get around it. And, and I hurt because of that. Like I said, I feel for the world, like KI, that men have these evil ways, and that women have to go through sexual touching and different things as youngsters and kids than what men and like the Catholic Church did, and things of that sort.
But I grew up Catholic too, but I didn't get touched by any priest because I'm a girl.
You was a girl.
Well, I had some friends. Hold on, I had some friends
because I didn't really know very many people in the room, and that, as I would have said it, but I didn't really know a lot of the people in the room. But like I went through like domestic violence for 5 years. I ended up having both of my kids took away from me because of this arsehole. Excuse my language, but and the domestic violence was soul crushing. I'm still still like repairing myself now, and it's been nearly 9 years.
Me too.
And you know, I still
Literally, it's been like,
It's been there.
Father God,
hold
be
on,
with
I'm
you.
going on 14 years now since I've, yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
12, because I left when my daughter was 2.
Wow. I sensed it and didn't say anything, but I was right. I felt something, but yeah, you guys have a lot of energy. Let me tell you that, you know, I don't know how long that you guys have channeled the energy that you found. Like Bradley asked me at one time, how long have I believed that I have been awakened? And I told him that my experience when I first got the epiphany is when my grandmother died, and I had paralysis when I was in, you know, like I said, I'd been in prison when I was younger, and I was in a reception and diagnostic center. It's where you go before you go to the prison. And they keep you in a 23-hour lockdown with about 3 other prisoners in a little bitty room. And I woke up and I couldn't move. Now, my grandmother is 100% Blackfoot Indian, and she came to me, and this is when she died. She died that night and came to me in a dream and told me to look after my brothers and sisters that are my cousins. That's how she said it. And then she was gone. The next day, I got a call from my father, emergency call. That's the only way they let you get phone calls. And he told me that your grandmother passed. I said, you know, Dad, I was laying on the bed thing because I couldn't get up. I said, Dad, I had a dream. He said, he calls me Dale, short for my middle name, Cordell. He said, Dale, I had the dream. He said, yeah. He said, Mama Kid came to me also. He said, you got something you got to do when you get out of there. I was shocked, totally shocked. And then, like I said, from that's when I knew. But what I'm asking you guys is this: when did you know that you was enlightened, or that it was something that you had to give to others, or there's something touching you that you had to tell others about? When did you know that? Each one of you, please.
I've always been like that. I've always been like that all of my life, even through going through my domestic violence. But I found after losing both of my kids and my domestic violence is when I really opened. Instead of becoming bitter, I become more loving and more caring, and that very much opened me to what I do now. I've always been a witch. I've always been a light worker. I've always been very caring and loving, despite what's happened to me. But mine happened when I lost my kids. My kids was my most soul crushing part, because I was in one relationship with my son, and he became hurt while in my care by my ex-partner that did not admit to it. He was removed at 2.5 years old. And then obviously my partner that I was with for my daughter, that was like 9 years ago now, she was removed from me at 3 days old. I gave birth to her. They came in the hospital. They took her from my arms. So through those times, I become very open, and you know, I wanted to reach out to others. I wanted to show others that you can get through that pain, and you can be okay, and that's what I'd done. I worked to do better for everybody else because of what I'd suffered.
God bless you. Enlightened energy. God bless you. Yeah. And
Yeah,
Chris?
trauma can actually bring on psychic abilities as well. Trauma can.
I've always had my
Definitely.
psychic abilities, but you know, obviously at stages they come a bit less. Obviously, when I was going through the traumatic times, I really didn't tap into what I was at that time. I was so consumed by the pain and the hurt that I was going through, and the fact that I'd lost my kids, and it was due to somebody that was very horrible to me, you know, and things like that. You know, I've suffered a stillborn son as well due to domestic violence, and yes, you know, it's quite difficult. Oh, sweetheart, she's like clubbing over there. I know how you feel, because I want to, but I'm trying to hold it
God
back.
bless you, Chris.
I don't want to cry.
Love and energy, Chris. Love and energy. I see you over there. Love and energy, sis. But yeah, can I, you know, same question, because this is, you guys, I'm picking your brain now, because these are things I'm figuring out what's going on with me still. I know where I'm at knowledge-wise, but this awakening, this is a new thing. You know, like I said, the mystical and the magical part of it that Bradley and them tell me about, like when it comes to the preaching and the knowledge and learning all that, okay, yeah, I'm there. I got that.
Yeah, but I'm not much of a like internet person, or I like to read stuff, but I'm more of like I just know. I can't explain it. I can't explain it another way, dude. Things just come in, float into my head. I'll dream stuff, I'll see things, I'll feel stuff. I can't explain it. That's about the best way to say it. And I can channel it sometimes. I can really think deeply, and I'll like can see stuff, but it just depends. It depends.
Mhm.
And yeah, since I was like
Well, you're
about 5
giving me chills. Your tears are you're giving me chills.
I was
What was that
about five
comment?
years old when I knew something was different with me. I was 5, and my sister did too. But then when I was 10 years old, I really had a weird epiphany and thought I was someone else. I remember being in the bathtub. I'll never forget this experience because I was sitting in the bathtub and I looked at myself. I looked at my hands. I looked at myself. I almost like kind of had an out of body a body experience. And I looked at myself and said, "Who am I?" And
Hmm.
it's a weird question to ask yourself, but I guess everybody does. But after that, I kind of knew something was different. I don't know.
We're
Wow.
all on a journey of self-discovery, basically. Well, not
Hmm.
all of us,
Yeah,
actually.
that's
If you're
true.
awakened from your slumber, you are.
Oh, I got awakened. She said after abuse, yeah, that definitely awoken me too.
Mhm.
It makes you like start to realize that you were being held back in some sort of way. That's the best way
Mhm.
to.
Oh, you do. And at the
Mhm.
time when you're going through it, you believe that everything that you're going through is your fault. Like they make you believe that it's your
Oh
fault.
yeah.
They make you feel like you're
Well,
Mhm.
they're
worthless,
also
that you're
narcissists.
nothing.
So what?
They're not. They are most definitely. They'll say very horrible things to you to make you feel like you're nothing. And it takes so long to get over that. And to be honest, you never fully get over it. You don't. I still have my insecurities and stuff even now, But I'm glad I
They
got
try to
out of it.
kill
I
your
got get
self-esteem,
out.
huh? Try to
But
kill
they
your
do.
self-esteem,
They
huh?
do. They did. He did most definitely.
I
Mhm.
think
Took
that
everything from me.
us as women, though, we started to get to a point where it's like you kind of not care what people think. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
basically what I started doing. So.
Yeah.
Dakota, would you say your awakening or the beginning of it was like theirs? It came through trauma or traumatic experience, or was you just picked?
Hey guys.
Later on in life, I did discover I did have a genetic disposition to the weird, but there was a situation where trauma did awaken it. Not to try to say, outdo the ladies here, but as when I was 3 years old, there was a situation where the same stepmother I mentioned earlier tried to stab me in the back of the neck with a ballpoint pen.
Oh
When I
God!
started screaming and yelling and fighting back, she dragged me by my hand to the kitchen, put a 6-inch butcher knife, and said, "Come on, you want to fight back? Do it." So I did. I ended up pinning her to the ground, putting the knife in her stomach. The only reason that it didn't go any further than that is that I realized the same younger sister that I foresaw my stepmother being pregnant with. Thankfully, she's way too young to remember this, but she walked in on when it happened. Next thing I know, I'm outside trying to tell the police that no, she attacked me first. Obviously, a 3-year-old having to stab some, going into a situation where they're having to stab somebody, that's unheard of. But
Yeah.
most young men who go to prison, they're usually defending themselves or trying to defend their sister or their mother against the guy who was attacking them.
I'm not one of these that think that women go through more than men. I think that men and women are equal, and I don't think that anybody's any less with what they go through. We're all human, and we all have like enemies around us and things that people that do really nasty things. I don't like to think that I'm better than anybody else or I've been through more than everybody else. It's horrible to live with. And I can relate with Drew saying about being stomped on the head and stuff like that. I had all of that done, and I was even attacked out in physical public where cars would just drive past and didn't even stop and get the guy off of me. You know what I mean? They would just drive past and leave me standing there screaming. There was two guys in a pub that heard me screaming that come running to my aid. If they didn't, I'd have been dead. I would have literally been dead. So thank you to them. I'm still here.
Now, what I was just going to say is just that there's been ongoing situations, constant fights with my family. They completely ignored anything that came towards me. My grandfather, he was basically my father figure in life. He tried to give me the piece of advice, you want people to leave you alone, go up to the biggest guy and knock him out. Well, here's the problem. I was the biggest guy. and I was constantly targeted.
Right.
The situation with my daughter was what stopped me from committing suicide at the age of 12.
Yeah.
Basically, I did it. Then I was taken to this void where it was just nothing but blue light. The way that just the light moved around me kind of looked like I was underwater, just floating in space. I couldn't move my body. All of a sudden, this image of a man appears in front of me. It's like, yeah, Drew's right. Trigger warning. I couldn't really make out any details except, kind of a long white robe, kind of sandy blonde, long hair. He walks up to me and says, Dakota, there's someone here to see you.
Stop what you're doing and you'll die in 6 years. That's what it said to me.
Now, this thing's, simply stepped aside, and all of a sudden behind him, it's just an empty void. The way the light moved around me, it seemed like water, but I don't know, it didn't look like anything was underneath me. The man steps aside, and all of a sudden there's a little girl behind him, absolutely bawling her eyes out. First thing I notice is that, wait a sec, she looks just like me. This little girl runs up to me. Yeah, I see how much hurt, I can feel how much hurt was coming from her, and for some reason I was feeling guilty about it. She finally comes up to me and says, Daddy, please don't do it.
Uh-oh.
Gives me a kiss on the cheek. The vision disappears. That shakes me enough out of it, like, what just happened? Essentially, that became the nail in the coffin of why I started exploring the supernatural as a whole. I didn't even look into the alien possibility yet. I thought at most maybe some weird time travel incident, but anytime I went to look it up, anybody who saw their kids beforehand, most of the time, they were already pregnant. So obviously, 12 years old, if someone was pregnant with my child, they had some explaining to do.
I had a dream about my daughter.
That's
my daughter
before
was in the sky. My grandmother had passed away, and she was holding the hand of a little 2-year-old little girl, and they were holding each other. Her right hand was, my grandma's right hand was holding my daughter's left hand. My daughter's left-handed. Actually, we're both ambidextrous. Both of us are. But she looked at me and smiled, and I was 5 months pregnant, about to find out what I was having, and it turned out it was a little girl. So I saw
You're
her.
special, Chris. Chris, if you were ambidextrous, that means that you use both hemispheres of your brain a little more than most other people. So you are more open to other type of entities wanting to visit you because you use more energy in your brain because you're ambidextrous. You might even people tell you that you might walk with the swag. You walk with the swagger about you. You know what I'm saying? Like with the
too. Yeah, I do.
You got your own swag about yourself, and people can tell that you're more individual because like I said, when I seen the pictures, I thought you were Marilyn Monroe reincarnated. When I started seeing all the pictures and everything, I was like, goodness. But the energy is different. That I'm trying to use my left hand more. Because like I said, I'm trying to do all kind of different practices to open up different energies and different
do everything. Matter of fact, whenever I pick up, I really want a guitar for Christmas. I don't know if I'm gonna get it or not, but I can use the guitar both ways. Like I feel like I would rather play left-handed than right-handed.
Now that's cool. Now, if I could learn to do that, I feel like if I could do the same that I could do with this one that I've learned, and then, you know what I mean? I just, in my mind, I feel like I could be more at whole with myself.
Oh, if you can, like I said, only difference is, I'll tell you the difference, because I'm mainly right-handed, but you pull with your right hand, you push with your left.
Mm-hmm.
When you're writing, it's different. It's more like a push than a pull.
Fibonacci spinning sequence. Yeah, because I do Tai Chi, and I channel my ball and energy, and I have to where it has appeared, and you can actually get that if you really take your time and get that energy, because it's based on magnetics. Our bones are magnetic, and that's all that magnetic energy in this dark matter and space that we can channel and bring into each other, and then gain energy from it. That's some of the things that I'm trying to do, is energy gaining things to try to push energy and push thought also, because thought is energy. By me talking and spelling, I see it there. I got one of those coming. I see it coming there. Yeah, I'm feeling the energies.
Yeah,
but like I said, and we were talking about us together as a whole, even Dakota, Chris, you, me, and Donnie. If we wanted to manifest something as a whole, we could do it because these people here are focused, and you guys believe in what we're talking about. But when you get some of those parts of the chain that not really believe, but does it take traumatic experience for us to believe, or is it, is that when they come to us to open us up? Is it traumatic? That's why I asked y'all that. Does y'all feel this traumatic? Because I've had so many traumatic experiences in my freaking life, it's ridiculous. But the one that ignited me here lately was my near-death experience. That's the one that when somebody just said, when you want to know who you are, I felt like God had me upside down and was asking me, do you know your name? And I kept saying Kid Rock, my nickname, rolling 100 blocks Southside Crip, Kid Rock. He held me out further. Do you know your name? And I said, Benny Trent. And then I woke up in the hospital. My appendix was fixed and I was back living, but the doctor told me I was 2 minutes away from dying because my bile had filled in my body and liver cirrhosis and a hernia and my appendix busted and I was dying. So that right there is what changed it. When I got out of the hospital, all the places that I went to that I'm normally gangstered at, I told them now, I'm preaching here now. I told them I've changed. And even my scar, when I see the clouds were different, I even see things differently now because of something that happened. The doctors told me something happened with my eyes, that it changes the colors. My colors are a little bit off now. So when I look in the sky, I see different colors. Now, I don't just see the whites. I see the darks, the shapes. That's why I can see some of the craft moving and cloaked. I can see the cloud formations. I can see the lines, and like I said, did the maker
what I was explaining, like about my abilities, because I've been like it since I was young. Obviously, traumatic experiences helped me to be more, but I've been like this all my life. But I would always explain to people that, like, when you walk through a woods or anything, you'll see a tree and a flower as normal, but I'll see colours and vibration and sound and things out of it where others don't. You know what I mean? It's completely different, and
it's coming to life, Sherry. It's like it's coming to life.
In the beginning, are they? So it does take things like near experiences or traumatic experiences to really trigger your mind off in that way and to open you in that way, right? Most definitely.
Yes, I believe so, because things are coming to life to me. It's everything is the animation that
people have auras, energies around them lately. That's what I've been seeing, or feeling it, or just hearing it. And like you said, like, it's weird how you can just, like I said, the touch now. I can just walk into a room. I can't do it on the phone with somebody. Well, maybe sometimes I can hear it in their voice, but it's usually when you're near the person or whatever, you can kind of like pick up on things.
Yes.
Same with plants, because I'm a very big plant person. My dad had a lawn care company and a flower shop when we were, so.
Everything. And anything you want to say, Dakota or Bradley? Anything you want to say? Bradley's been sat there all quiet all that time.
I'm admitting that's what I'm doing. I'm sorry. I'm just enjoying listening to you all, basically. When I was like age 9 was the first spirit I saw, and like at age 12 I saw quite a few spiritual entities and demons. I see spiritual entities in the flesh at age 12 as well. That made me recognise that I'm a spiritualist. However, 13 years ago was when I became awoke, and I actually become a voice hearer like 20 years ago, and like 13 years ago I encountered a demonic entity that's alive, and that's when I learned there are people in this world today who are blessed with paranormal phenomenal gifts. And can you imagine being blessed with a paranormal phenomenal gift and you are a narcissist as well? And just think of the fun you could have destroying people's lives if you're blessed with remote viewing, telepathy, and especially telekinesis. Well, I've learned that. I've discovered that. And I've discovered that there are horrible people out there. There are monsters in this world in the form of human beings, you know?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
I know that.
say it's
No, for a fact. You know what I mean? Yeah,
honestly,
like, go on.
I was just gonna say, there's been times where I honestly have no way of putting things, in my head because I know, statistical odds of things we're talking about happening. I'm trying to find some way of, backing up everything I say. And apparently my son, he apparently shares the same sentiment because anytime I've had what I think was a contact experiences, whether or not I'm doing C5, it's my son saying, "Hi, Dad," and flying right above my house so I can get a clear enough shot that at least something is happening. But there was also times where growing up before I started realizing what was going on around me, where I, just going through a life was a real angry kid, and all of a sudden stuff would just start blowing up around me for seemingly no reason. You think it'd be kind of fun to make a soda blow up in somebody's face without even touching it, but you got to realize that, wait a sec, that was me. I don't know what's going on. I honestly thought I was going to get to join the X-Men. Then I go to get in contact with some long-lost family members. They said, "Oh, yeah, your grandma's been abducted by aliens, and they milked her so the hybrid gray babies could, survive. And, oh, yeah, your great-great-grandfather was telekinetic." I was like, why the hell didn't you people tell me this sooner? Oh, I scared you away.
It's like he might have got a call or something.
You can't look. You can't. It's the same reason I wouldn't tell traumatic events to my child until she's like I didn't know things until I was like in my 20s, like from my parents, So yeah, that makes sense. They're waiting until they think you're of a certain mind frame to be able to acknowledge those things and understand them.
And it's weird that Dakota says about things blowing up, because I had that experience a couple of weeks ago, changing a light bulb. Like literally, I noticed the light bulb was sitting in my socket thing wrong. So I turned the light off and I put the light back in and turned the light back on, and it was on. And I thought, no, it still don't look. And all I'd done is touch it, and it just went. It literally blew up inside. It went off. It gone. Finished.
Did it? Wait. Did it blow up like the glass?
How you support your claim to paranormal phenomena is by always. Cool. What's happening there?
I don't know what happened.
It's to support your paranormal phenomenal experience. God, what's happening? Someone got another device on.
Somebody's out. I think somebody's having. I think there's been some.
Yeah, I know who it is.
With this thing.
It was Ki that was having the echo.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is to support your paranormal phenomenal experiences to the masses is always be sincere.
Yeah, it was me.
For years I've raised on Facebook, and my words have been binding. I don't share misinformation. And someone's got another device on. Who's got another device on? That happened when you returned Dakota.
Trying to sort his device out.
You know?
That glitches and I came back. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
Okay.
Well, we can also hear yours through you.
It's still there.
Then I must have picked up too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, like I was saying, always be sincere and because if you make a mistake or share misinformation, the masses will tear you to pieces. So you've got to be accurate at all times, research. Like some of my information, and I bet you could say the same, some of my information comes from the prime creator source, I would say, like also regal spirits, spiritual entities, like even angelic relations, loved ones from the other side can actually share information with you as well through visions, images, and telepathy, telethought, and that way, as well as like I do use Google on occasions, but not often, and Google isn't 100% anyway. But like, research or like, from paranormal phenomenal entities.
Your personal experience shouldn't be questioned by anyone. I mean, if they want to question your sanity, that's one thing. But you just speaking on your personal experience, like, I don't understand why you have to back that up.
Normally, I had 500,000 followers at one time, and like they were sound. However, like a couple of days ago, I got called a crackhead. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing is,
well,
there's so
let
many
me say this on a real note.
They're
like,
so judgmental.
Oh my gosh, dude. These teenagers and these kids nowadays, they don't give a crap. They're like literally, they're based on like appearance. They're not like listening to what you're saying. They'll listen for 5 minutes, make a quick snap judgment and walk away, and then start talking junk. You know, it's all about notoriety in their opinion, but not in the best way. So
sincerity.
I don't think anything that is somebody younger than me, if you're not at least my age or a little bit older, I kind of don't take a lot of what they say, like all that, like personally, you know, like I just kind of don't care anymore.
I remember I told my parents that my grandfather come to see me when I was age 12, and he brought his dog with him, and the dog left a footprint in the dust under the dressing table. I told them that this happened, and they made fun of me, so I never told them any spiritual encounters I ever had again, because they made fun of me.
I think we've probably all been through that, like where we've had experiences, we've told people and they've judged us, so we've kept quiet for a while. But I've got to that point in my life now that I really don't care what other people think. I know that what I do is my truth, and I know who I am. It doesn't really matter what other people's judgments are. You know,
why lie?
Yeah, obviously it's good to take
Why lie?
Why lie to yourself? You're fooling yourself if you lie to yourself.
And just be true to yourself.
Also,
that's all that's important. Yeah.
I'm a Hereford Knight. I follow a druid path. If I lie to myself, I will descend. I will deny myself the ascension program. The purpose of life is to seek ascension. If you lie to yourself, you will not ascend. And to ascend is will enhance your life. Believe it or not.
It's funny that you said that, because my dad's claimed that he's been a druid for years, and he's a real big plant guy. He, you know, like I said, he was the one that had the lawn care company and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He grows
Merlin is a druid, and like I've encountered manifestations from Merlin on a few occasions because he's my guardian angel, believe it or not. And I also live 30 miles from where Merlin was born, and I've been there as well. And so I've been blessed to have him in my life, to be honest with you, because I didn't realise until I moved to Wales, I didn't realise Merlin was a real person, but I recognise he is now. Because when we move on to the next life, you can still ascend and evolve onto a higher plane, because he has, and you can do that yourself by seeking ascension. You know?
Exactly.
And it all counts with what you do down here. You know, that is your soul. What you do down here consists of what you're going to be up there, you know. So that's why I always say to people, like, if you do love and you do goodness, you're going to go to good places. You have to, but you know, we're all here. We're all doing this work because we believe in it and we love in it and we want to bring that goodness out. This is why we do this work, you know. And even down to the extraterrestrials, like a lot of people were really misjudging about that, but to us, it's a very important thing, and it's a very good education. It's something that's very much part of us and part of this world. You know what I mean? So, I mean, all of our work, you do your work because it's something you love and you believe in.
It's all so it all matters. It all exists.
Yeah, it does.
If you wish to ascend, there's many ways to ascend. One of the secrets of ascension is helping others without expecting a reward that will bless you with ascension.
Yes, that's how you get your blessings, just to bless someone, to do something and not even think about it anymore. Most people want to, oh, remember I did that for you, and remember I gave you that money. And see, that's where they say they're going to do it with nothing in, but then they don't really truthfully believe that, or they really don't, and that's being true to oneself right there, to really just do it and be done with it, not think about it, do that good deed and march on and do the next one. That's why I got a video that this guy stopped me today, and he had on a blanket because he's homeless and his clothes was wet. So he had a blanket wrapped around him, nothing else, and a little thin shirt. So I went back up, I took some clothes, some food, and everything else, and so he could get dressed out there because it's cold here in Houston. And I told him, let me record this so that somebody else can come down here and bring you some more clothes and food and come and help you. So, like you said, and then I went on down the street, gave some money, just kept on going. I'm thinking about it now, but I'm not, remember I did this and remember I did that. Like you said, those good deeds have to come with that, true from the heart, truly want to do it. Like you said, you said, Sherry, we're trying to bring the light. We're trying to help people with sin. We're trying to get those negative energies that's off you that's killing us on the inside. The government's killing us on it, from all over different angles that these people have aligned with for us to be just genetically wiped out. But some of us are trying to make sure that this knowledge is passed on when we're gone, so that people can live a better life and have a peaceful life and learn to love, and that's why I love you guys. Even through the abductions and through near-death experiences, all of this comes together because God is like, or the Almighty or whoever the creator is like, hey, all this ties in. You guys need each other.
I've done it. I've done it where I've walked down the street and seen homeless people and I've gave them money or gone in and got them food and come out of it. Here you go. And they're like, oh, you didn't have to do that. Well, no. But
I don't like giving them money.
I've got a soul and I know that what it's like to suffer and here you go. Like, I've done it where there's been people that have been online that have been struggling and I've made fundraisers and done fundraisers. I've not asked for anything back. I've done fundraisers and gave people money to help them out and
Amen.
Things like that. I do feel very much for other people and I do care about this world and I do care about the people that are in it. That's just who I am. So
right, and that's where, like Valley said, that's where the ascension.
A lot of the homeless people, you're not doing them any good by giving them money. You're better off.
Yeah, I don't like giving them money, but
most of the time, I'm not saying that in a bad, mean way, but you can usually tell. And I'm no offense or anything, but I can tell when they actually. I saw a lady literally leave and go get in a car, man. Go get in a BMW. So let's be honest. Like a homeless, I don't necessarily believe they're all homeless either. Not where I live, at least.
Well, over here, when they're homeless over here. Like, literally, they're homeless.
You can tell when someone really is, yes.
Yeah. I love these shorts, which I'm giving them to you, man. I love these.
And I'm not really somebody that will go out and give them money, and that's not because I'm not caring in that way, but I don't have enough money. Maybe some of them have got certain things wrong with them where they would use the money for something that's not beneficial.
I see someone who's in a wheelchair.
But I don't see that it's wrong that anyone that does that. You know what I mean? If they know the people, they've seen them regularly.
Give us our daily bread. That's why I'll go in trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Father God, be with me and be with my friend right here. Help us increase our finances and our livelihoods, Lord. We know that you put us through things for a test, Lord, to see if we can handle it. But we have faith in you, Father God. In Jesus' mighty name, we pray for all things. Amen.
Amen.
God bless you. God bless my friend.
And it's that was just like that. There's a lot of people that'll just walk past and they ignore these sort of people. And not all of them are bad. You know what I mean? Some of them had really good lives and good jobs and they lost everything. You know what I mean? Like not all of them are the people that have, even people that have got like drug problems and stuff, like they get to that point for a reason. You know what I mean? That's why I won't physically go out and give money. I'll go and buy food and stuff because I don't want to be, just
donate
me.
to the
I'm not saying that
shelter.
anybody's wrong that does that, but I don't want to feel like that I'm the person.
I usually give them a cigarette. Like,
You
is
know what
that
I
bad?
mean?
I always give them a cigarette. I do. 'Cause,
Well, usually they want one too. Yeah.
I
But you know,
know.
well,
They're
I'm a
expensive
chef
too.
too. I usually cook. The areas I usually cook food and bring it to them. But here in Houston, they made it where you can't feed the homeless no more. It's against the law to bring food out to the homeless now. I don't get that. They don't want you to help anybody out there anymore. And that's ridiculous to me.
They probably want them to die, dude, like they do all the old people and shit.
That's the point.
That's what COVID was.
Depopulating the nation.
I'm not allowed to say that, am I?
What they're trying to do.
Yes. That's it.
But I don't listen to that stuff. I still do it. I don't care if you come and arrest me. Come and arrest me for helping.
That's what I'm with you there. That's what I told him. Hey, come arrest me if I'm helping someone and praying, feeding, clothing. This dude is freezing to death, wet, cold. And I'm gonna have to go to jail for it. Do it. So let's go.
They're gonna arrest you for giving them a sweater.
But that is
you're not supposed to help. They have to go to the pantries, they said now, but you're not supposed to hand them things one-on-one because of COVID, and you're not supposed to feed them unless it comes from a restaurant. I'm like, whatever. I'm like,
you can give them some oranges. You can give them some fruit.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them some hot food. I'm gonna go down there and cook, eat with them.
Sweetheart, lots of love. Be safe.
Yes. Much love.
Say to my guys in the chat. We haven't really been. We love you all.
So there's.
Dakota,
I can't even see the chat. So wait, where's
there is a chat?
Where see on the StreamYard. If you look on the StreamYard, you should be able to see the StreamYard. You can see all the people writing.
Where's
scared her off.
Hey, there's Dakota again.
Definitely interesting.
Hey, Dakota.
What's up?
Make sure you talk to your Lyrian baby mama for me, man. I'm not doing nothing. New Year's Eve. Can we go on a date? With your
That's my wife, mom? Man. That's my wife. What are you doing with my wife?
Let me tell you something. I'm thinking about that. Bradley and Jim had said. Bradley said that we was talking about it. You know, it's better. You know, us being men and being single. So Bradley said I'm married to Jim. I said, well, if you're married to Jim, I'm you guys' baby. You know what I'm saying? I said, I'm you guys' child. So I'm Jim and Bradley's illegitimate child here. So, hey, it happens like that. The color comes out, man.
Like, I'm really choosy with female company because, like, I resonate with the male, with men a lot easier because I understand them being a man myself. However, like women can be difficult, like they have periods, like they change their character, and like what's that all about? So I'm really choosy with my female company. I target esoteric females, to be honest, esoteric women. You know what I mean?
You need to be careful what you're saying there. There's two women sitting on this panel with you. That's
I know.
dangerous.
Well, like you've been chosen.
I get it, man.
I'm gonna get you back in
You don't even have to say nothing to me, man. I've been called intimidating my whole life. Like seriously,
we are hormonal. We are hormonal at times and stuff, but we have to go through a lot with our bodies. You know what I mean? Like
I understand.
We have to put up with a hell of a lot. You know what I mean? So
you are chosen one, so basically, all the female company that I'm mixed with.
A little bit. You know what I mean?
Fact,
take all the run of the babies and everything else. Like, you know,
I normally target intelligent women. Intelligent can be sexy, and like I find intelligent women quite attractive to me because like it's nice to have a logical conversation about esoteric intellect blessed with diplomacy, which you, Sherry, and you, Chris, offer that basically.
Yes,
not all women do.
You two are beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, I've saved myself, haven't I?
Yes, you guys are. Glad to know you guys. Glad to be in groups and everything.
I knew I liked Miss Sherry right away when I started talking to her. I was like, wow, she reminds me of myself. I was like,
Yeah.
and lately, the women I've like been more attracted to talking to and being friends with are more my age, because
Yeah,
like,
see, I've always found it really hard to get on with other females because I find a lot of them that they could be quite bitchy, and I don't like that. Like, don't get me wrong, I can be a bitch with a capital B if you upset me the wrong way, but I am a good person, yeah. And
yes.
a lot of women get on my.
We get on.
But
That's why.
literally, I completely connected with Chris.
That's why
The
you
few,
both
the
should
few,
feel. That's
love,
why you
the
both
few that
should
I've
feel.
been friends with over the years, usually most of the women that I've been friends with, they get me on that level. So yeah, clearly you
That's
do.
why you both
I've
can
been screwed
feel.
over by a lot of my girlmates. So yeah.
That's why you both can feel at home in Esoteric Family and Bradley's Angels, because they are all on your wavelength. They are intelligent, esoteric, seeking ascension. They're truth seekers. They're light workers. They're your kind of people
They're
in
nice
Bradley's
ladies.
Angels and
They're all
Esoteric
good
Family.
people. All of them are.
You know?
No, I'm sure that Dakota will say that I can be a nightmare sometimes. I am a bit of a madam. I will. Sometimes of the things I come out with in his chats and that when he's live.
This
I try
woman
to
has
avoid-
suggested we sell sexual merchandise in the freaking company store.
Yes.
I try to avoid
Lingerie, sex
narcissism.
toys, the whole 9 yards, and I'm just like, oh dear God.
We're a bit of
I'm
a
a
hot
minister.
mess. It's all good.
Oh yeah.
I try to avoid narcissism. That's what I try to avoid in a person, because narcissism is a very unsavory trait, unsavory attribute. I don't know if narcissism is an illness, a condition, if they recognise they are narcissist or not. However, you
do.
don't want them
Some
in
of
your
them do.
Some
life.
of them do, definitely.
You don't want them in your life.
Some
They
of them
can't. You
are
can't do
what
nothing
I would
for
call
them.
Yeah, but
vampires.
people like people selling sex toys and stuff, Bradley's not a narcissist, dear.
No,
No, that's not. No, I wouldn't say
No.
so.
No.
Are you
that's
selling
a-
sex toys?
that's a
Chris?
sexualist.
Yeah.
I call that, if you're selling
I
sex
call that
toys,
having a good time.
that's called diversity. And diversity, like, I enjoy diversity. I can embrace that.
Oh shit.
I'm not.
Oh,
I am
yeah.
a very outspoken person, and I'm not scared to speak my mind. Believe me, I'm not. Okay.
That is very
Now
true.
I'm an angel, yeah, but I have got slight demon
No.
demon horns when it comes to the sexual side. So yeah, I've got a bit of a.
Just say you're horny.
Yeah.
I'm
The
quite bad that
god,
way.
there's a god called Dionysus. He is blessed with diversity, as well as, like, he's the god of the vine, god of parties. He's a party animal, actually. And, like, yeah, he's diverse. Diversity is okay. I think diversity is cool, actually.
Yeah.
Basically.
Hey, look, he's on the drink.
No, this is that glass, Sherry. That is your glass, Sherry. When I read you, I gave you the glass.
Yes, I've just realised what it is. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Also,
This is
Cassidy
Chris.
Lightwing. I worked with Cassidy Lightwing for quite a lot of years on my show, Esoteric Hours, and he is blessed with diversity as well. He's transgender, and he is female and woman in one, basically. And like druids support diversity, druids support LGBT. And like, I have had a hate campaign against me a year ago because some people found out I support LGBT, I support diversity. So there was a hate campaign against me about a year ago.
Man, here's my opinion on all of that. If you're gay, you're gay. If you're whatever, you're whatever. Your sexuality does not define you as a person.
Exactly. That's true.
Yeah.
That does not change you. You can still be you and fuck whoever the hell you want. Amen.
I would define myself as asexual.
I mean, I don't think you should fuck animals, but you know, I mean.
No, that's right. Yeah, always.
Just saying. I'm sorry, but you know. My bad, but you feel me on that. God damn. Sorry, God.
Bestiality you're on about, like bestiality is not
I'm just
diversity.
saying, you know, if you want to be gay. Fuck whoever the hell you want. But why does it doesn't have to define your spirit and soul and who you are?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I find that that's what the misdirection people have nowadays is that they look at this identity as what they are and who they are, and that's not the case, man. You know, just because I once in my life liked women doesn't mean that I'm gayness is my only life goal. Jesus Christ, sorry, God, kid.
Do you, Chris?
Everybody's
What you
each
mean?
their own,
You're
aren't
one of those? No, I'm only joking.
Let me ask y'all something. Do you think that aliens know the difference in sexuality couples? Because like when they abducted Betty and Barney Hill, I've always heard about
they're not
couples
looking at it that way.
But what I'm saying is I've always heard about couples being abducted. I've never heard of same-sex couples being abducted. I'm just wondering, do you think that they know the difference in sexual orientation like that?
Do you think they care?
They don't give a crap.
I don't think they care.
I wonder.
Well, okay,
Because-
it's not much different up there. There's a gentleman who actually explained this to me, because when I first found out that I had a wife up there, first question I had on my mind was, okay, does that mean every single relationship I've been in this lifetime, have I been secretly cheating and not realized it? I didn't ask this man, but all of a sudden he starts going into this very subject while he's on an interview with our main show. He's saying, there's some who believe in polyamory, there's some who are monogamous, And finally, my wife cleared it up for me. It's like, yes, I'm not a big fan of you seeing other women down there, but I understand, because I've done the Star Seed program myself, that it will happen.
Well, that's my point. If you got a wife and she can have a husband and have kids, why can't there be gay star seeds too? I mean, I'm not gay, but that's my point. Do you think that they know the sexual difference? If they know you as a man to match you with the female to have kids, and a female to match with the male, they know the orientations of male and female. Of course they do, because they put us together to be able to procreate. But I'm just saying, don't you think?
Oh my God, I hate to cut you off because I feel rude.
No, please do. Please. I'd like to be cut off.
I want you to understand that there's so many breeds of aliens out there that there probably are quite a few that are hermaphrodites that maybe can both genders have children.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they give a crap what gender you are when they take you. They're taking you for whatever reason, and it's either for knowledge or it's for experiments, and it depends on the race, I imagine, is the way I look at it.
Well, if you say they don't, you say they don't, you say they don't give a damn. But if they wanted to genetically reproduce a child with, say,
they eat cows. They don't fucking care. Seriously, why are they taking cows? Okay, who said that they were taking cows? Modification that we're doing as humans and trying to pass it off on the aliens. Who knows?
Right. Well, like I said, we've been test victims for years. We've been test victims to aliens and even our governments. But like I said, that they're seeding for a reason, because this human race is like Bradley and them said, we failed. We failed. And every different civilization has been destroyed over time, and our time is coming. And that's the reason for those star seeds and these different ones. And I think they do care. Chris, I'm not saying nothing against what you, I understand what you're saying, Chris, but I think they do care.
Not when they take people, though. Honestly, some people are just confused, and a lot of gay people say that they're born gay. So, you can't really, judge someone on their sexual preference. Unless they cut their genitalia off.
I wasn't judging anyone. What I asked was, what I was saying was, do you think that aliens know? Because, okay, if you're having sex, now they have telepathy. So they know if you're having sex with your kind or the other kind. So what I'm saying is, don't you think that they would be selective to be having someone whose seed is normal, to go that's normally having sex with the female male? Or would they want to get someone that's male, that's been orientating male, is what I'm, it's just.
I think they're picking people on physical attributes.
Right. That's what I think so too. And a physical
nothing
attribute
to do
would
with your mental capacity. And maybe it does. It might have to do with your mental capacity too, being smarter than some people are kind of dumber. I'm sorry. Some people are don't have a higher IQ.
A lot of different reasons. They take people for a lot of different reasons.
Yes. And, I think they take a lot of autistic people too.
Yeah, yes, people that are clever and open-minded. You'll find that a lot of autistic and
extremely
children,
smart.
People with ADHD, people with disabilities, and that are very open
bipolar.
to spiritual reality
and
realms. So
I don't think your sexual preference has anything to do with it.
No,
I really don't.
It's not. They're not abducting you because they want to have sex with you. They're abducting you because you're important.
Yeah, they don't want to have sex with
yourself. Think for yourself.
Hold on.
I'm trying to get a date. I'm single. I want a date. No.
Well, you talk about there's been dancing, there's been music.
Good answer, though, Chris. Thank you.
I'm not mad.
You know,
like I said, I like to spark a good conversation. I understand. I'm just wondering. I mean, wow.
I just want to say hello to my sister Vanessa that's just come on the panel.
Hello,
my darling. You remember me earlier?
I see someone new there.
Was really badly possessed, and I got really badly attacked. This is the lady and the daughter that I saved. This is her.
Sadly,
nice
my house.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello.
Oh, yeah,
it's my house where Sherry got attacked. Everything happened here, on her neck, her hands.
Yeah. Yep.
My house is active.
Are you Native American?
You what? Sorry.
Are you Native American?
No, I'm British.
You're what?
She's British.
Where about in Britain?
You look a little Native American.
Yeah, she does. She does.
I'm from Norfolk.
My mother, like my grandma was full-blooded Italian, and my grandfather was French and had a couple other things in him.
Well, I'm not technically like full British. I found out my blood group. I've also got Spanish.
Yes.
And
right.
Cherokee in me as well.
Yep, Christian was right.
She found out she was more French than she was Italian. I said, "Yeah, you are."
So am I. Like on here, I look like I'm pale and I look like a vampire. But
I like your pale skin.
My mum's mixed race. My mum's half Jamaican, so yeah, I come from a mixed family as well. So
yeah.
Hey, mom.
I got a little Cherokee, but a little teeny bit.
Oh yeah, I've definitely got native fruits as well. Definitely. Dakota, what have you got?
A little of everything.
A little bit of everything. Bit of alien.
There's also a gap still in the family tree because
yeah,
I was estranged from quite a few family members for pretty good reasons. But let's just say, growing up in high school, I was very much afraid of dating because I was afraid of accidentally ended up dating my own sister.
Yeah,
I have 11 sisters and 6 brothers, and I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess women can be scary, can't they? Really?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Don't you forget.
Bradley, you better stop.
3 women on the panel now. 3 and 3. Remember that.
Uh-oh, we're still outnumbered. Can I ask you?
Yeah, now you are. Now you really are.
I can't see your name there. What's your name?
Vanessa.
Vanessa. When did the paranormal activity started happening in your home?
Well, we moved in my house around 2006. And then
guys, give me 2 minutes. I'm just gonna go to the loo and I'm hearing a weird noise in my front room again. So I will keep talking.
I can hear you from my bathroom though, so I'm still listening.
It happened from 2006. We just moved in. And what happened was it started round about the second day of living here, I was literally like upstairs, and all of a sudden, I'm like sitting there. I think I was watching something on YouTube, and this toy cone comes flying through my bedroom door, and it cut my face.
Yeah.
And I thought, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I checked to see if it was any of my kids, you know, playing tricks, but no.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bottom of my my door that's underneath my stairs started shaking like crazy, literally.
Mm-hmm.
And then I knew something was up. It went on for a while.
Can I ask you noises? What noises did you first started hearing, that like kitchen noises, or did you hear the demonic 3 taps, or were you hearing voices, or?
It started off. It
Mm.
started off a mixture, really, like of taps and scratches, and then round about, I'd say about 2 o'clock in the morning, my kettle would turn itself on, and then my taps would be on in my bathroom.
Yeah, my cats tell the story here. My cats warn me when things go on around here, I tell you. But yes, I see.
I've actually got a video of my dog, and that literally staring into my hallway and going completely nuts.
Mm-hmm. Did you have any activity before you moved into that house, or do you think it was that house that it started?
It actually started when I was around about 10.
Mm-hmm.
And it started out where this particular day, when my nanny was alive, God rest her soul.
When things started, girl. Jeez.
Yeah, it all started at my nanny's. And I had this really like weird, messed up dream. And I pictured a skull coming out of my dad's face.
Whoa.
Yo.
Literally. And I woke up, and I remember going into my nanny's kitchen, and then I see it again. And then things started happening weird from then on.
When you woke up, it manifested in real life. Yeah.
Wow. That's deep. That would be scary as hell. To come from a dream to reality and the same being.
Was there.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, that would scare the shit out of me.
It did.
Yes.
But it's like at first I was trying to like explain it to my parents, and they were like, "Oh, it's just a dream. It's just a dream," you know. But then a week after that happened, I had this other weird, vivid dream about a horse, this massive stallion horse, and just literally running through the streets. But his eyes were pure red. And again, I woke up, and I heard loads of screaming and stuff. And there was my mum outside because our cat got trampled on by the horse.
Premonition dreams. I have a lot of those.
Oh yeah.
A lot of those.
Lately, mine have been coming with physical dates.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about this next one. I may be burying one of my sisters, but
oh yeah. I had a banshee come to me in a dream and told me that my aunt was dying. Yeah. I bit her fingers off in the dream. It was very crazy.
I believe
and
it's
I found out later that my family name was coincided with the banshee. Did not know that.
I actually found out also that my stepmom who my dad's currently seeing now. She is what they call a black witch.
A what?
What, a bad one?
Very bad.
What would you consider a bad witch, though? Would you say that's more like they're doing like a what do they call that in Louisiana? You know, or black
Voodoo.
magic,
Voodoo.
or like, you know what I'm saying?
Voodoo,
Magic.
sangria, voodoo, the Haitian thing. They do all that down there in that Louisiana down there.
Sorry, someone's trying to.
Yeah, a lot of them
It's a
do
case of-
Houston too.
Like she was
Magic.
practicing black magic, and
Mhm.
I'll never forget the day. I think I tried getting in my dad's street cupboard, and all of a sudden I see a door open, like on the left side of me. And as a kid, you know, you investigate. So I went in,
Am I still here?
and no word of a lie, there were sticks that
Can
were
you guys
shaped
hear me?
symbols.
Yes.
There were skulls of like animals and stuff, and I knew from then.
Am I, can you hear me? Am I
Yes.
gone?
Everybody's here.
Oh.
You're gone now, Chris. But where did you move from?
You what? Sorry.
Where did you move from?
It was
Same city?
when I was 15.
The house that Sherry got attacked in, did you move to that house from the same city? Was you in the same city when you moved to that house?
Yeah.
And did you have any activity in the house before?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got something following you then, definitely. Then do you
She has. And I clarified this, that there's something that's been with her for a very long time. I could see that there is a very big attachment that is attached to her.
Because you told me about that attack on you, Sherry. That it felt. Yeah, I think you said something about it felt big. If I remember right, big.
It was very, very big.
Yeah, I feel big. That term big, it's like, giant. Like wannabe giant or
sometimes it would show it like at first it would just be like a normal size energy, and then it would get bigger and bigger. Like you could tell it was it was pretending to be something that it wasn't to get in.
Sorry, guys.
But when it was around Vanessa, it would show its true form, and it was not a nice one. It was not nice at all.
Literally,
when I had to actually sort there was like 3 or 4 different negative energies in her house, including a hellhound. If you know what a hellhound is.
Holy shit!
Now a hellhound is something that actually sniffs out and helps to find places that negative energies want to go to and be attached to. This is what this dog was doing. Now it would show to her daughter Emily that at the time was only 4 years old, and Emily would feed it, thinking that it was a normal dog, which was what was keeping it there. And
in that room, literally right next to me, right before my freezer was in there, I noticed stuff that wasn't right, and I kept finding food objects, toys, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then all of a sudden, my little one actually admitted to Sherry when Sherry come down, and I'm playing with the dog in the room.
When I talked about
she actually took my hand and goes, "Let me show you the doggy," and that's what she done. She took my hand.
Wow.
She took me up there, but obviously she could see it as a normal dog, and I could see it with the red eyes, really big. And I was like, "Darling, come away from that. That is not a doggy. Like, come away." Like,
no,
literally.
Wow.
Okay,
well,
the haunted house that I said
I didn't have a dog. I didn't have a dog at the time. Did I show you?
We didn't have a cat. There was this black cat underneath my bed for like a couple of nights when I was a young kid, and I remember like not wanting to leave to go take a to go urinate, because this cat
Right,
was under my
I'm
back.
going to let you all
Crap out of me.
carry on talking for a few minutes, okay? And then me and Dakota are going to attempt something because we've got some visitors that have decided to turn up, and we're going to see if we can get them to do anything. Okay. So, ETs.
Whoa. You guys are pushing energy too.
When me and Dakota get together, mad stuff happens. Believe me.
Yes, I feel it. Uh-oh, my cat is starting to trip. Come on, kid.
My cat's behind me tripping in the background too. Can hear himself.
Well, apparently, about 15 minutes into us starting this, my mother just was texting me saying that she just saw a green flash of light in the sky.
Yeah, and I just had the same outside the back when I was just letting my dog in.
Sherry, can
Yeah.
you see that above my head?
The cats are tripping. Cats and dogs are tripping around here.
I can see a shadow coming up and down, sis, yeah.
There.
Yeah, a hellhound. You can find.
No one challenged it or anything like that. Don't.
A hellhound you may find will have red eyes.
It's because this happens every time I speak to Sherry, and then this happens.
It's really big, very muscly looking, very, very big, an oversized dog, like not normal.
With red eyes.
Yeah.
Don't make me bring my stage out.
I have a ring with a hellhound attached to it.
So Dakota, when we do this, what are you thinking of doing?
Sure. We can try CE5.
Yep.
See what
We
comes
will
through.
prepare everybody in the room. Please be prepared that you may get some weird tingles or effects and stuff like that. That this does intend to happen when you use this this CI5 thing. So you may get visions and things from them after tonight as well. So if you do, just come back and say anything to us. We will guide you in the right way.
All right. Let me get the audio set up so it comes through clear.
Yeah. I'm going to put an EVP on as well because I want to see if I can get any voices while it's going on. So when we are doing this, if people don't talk over anything that we're doing and that, because we want to try and see if we get anything.
Oh, Sherry, tell them about your.
Can I turn mine on too?
Sherry, tell them about your Ovulus. How bad did it go when you came in?
Well, it completely screwed up, to be honest. It turned to a robotic sound and wouldn't work properly. And then it stopped working for about 3 months and then suddenly started talking again. And whenever I was on a stream and talking or doing any live streams, it would be reading out what was being said in the chats.
And when she was outside the back garden, she had the Ovulus in her hand. And all of a sudden, it started going even more crazy. And then literally, it flew out of her hand onto my grass.
Getting hot too. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, you will do because they're actually coming into communication and that they're actually here. So I'm going to just.
Sorry, I'm trying not to flash my boobs.
Now, me and Kalina Garcia, when I turned on this blue light with this red light, with this window open, we caught some orbs in the room. This light, I don't know what that fluorescent light mixed with this red, but it made it mixed with this mirror able to pick up on some light beams and light. You might see things behind me, usually on the ceiling area. things move around. I think I've seen something because it'll catch it with that circle there. Like right in there, I see it. There's holes, portholes in this house. Mrs. Kathy's father that I take care of was a 32nd and a 3rd degree Mason. He was a Shriner. He was in the Air Force in the 50s, back when a lot of the things happened with abductions. He had top secret clearance. Most of the things in this house haven't been moved. I'm in his room right now. And when he died, he told me that most Masons have information that the Black Masons will never be able to get. And he told me that I will be one of the only ones that'll ever be able to have some of the knowledge that he has. And he left it here for me in this house, that if I find it, that I could learn from it. But it's a if. And things kind of come and pop up at me sometimes, and things around this house. There's so many different things around here. It's ridiculous. And there's different portholes here. I don't know if people believe in them, but these are things that I've experienced. This isn't something I'm talking about. These are things that I've experienced. Portholes open here. You guys were just talking about devil dogs. In the room down the hallway here, I was bit in the butt by something, and I had pictures of it about 2 years ago of just bite marks that looked like a dog just grabbed me. And in that dream, you just kind of described it a minute ago. I seen a dog with red eyes coming at me, and the dog downstairs started barking. And this was in a dream. And I woke up and something had a hold of me. And you know, when you wake up, I was like, God, I thought it was tiny, and I could feel it. I pushed it off of me, ran downstairs. There was nothing there, but I had bite marks on my butt. So,
sir,
like
let me tell you, Mr. I'm going to tell you right now, Mr. Anaki, teacher, my friend, my grandfather was a Shriner. And my dad, I have books to pray against some of the prayers they probably, or some of the stuff they put against us, as far as rituals and things that they do amongst their children. I'm listening to my spirit talker right now. It just said, sit, see, and help me. And Scarlet.
Yes. Right.
Because I'm in a red room.
When we actually do this, we are going to need silence because you don't want to interrupt them when they're coming through.
Okay.
Handling and that. We're going to start off. I'll do a Lord's Prayer. Then, Kota, if you put on some of that that protection thing that you've got first before we start, because of the guys on the panel and in the chat.
Our Father, who art in heaven, holy be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us of our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Father God, give us guidance. Amen. Put your hedge of protection around us. Keep us safe from any unwanted entities, and give us strength and light in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
I got some holy love. Glory be to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, as it was at the beginning, and ever now, and it shall be, world without end.
Our mighty Father, I call forth to you in the power of your light and in the power of your holy and powerful blood. And I ask that you surround us in the power of your light and in the power of your magical and powerful hands. I ask that you be with me, be with this panel, and be with this room. and keep us protected and keep us safe in your love, your light, and your way. I call to you, Father. I call to you, Mother Earth and Mother Nature, my divine ones, and ask that you put your hands of loving and protection around us and keep us from all negative and evil, and only surround us in love and in light. Amen. See us here.
Amen. Amen.
Okay, Dakota.
Activity.
Where's Dakota gone?
Yeah, I'm going to disappear now because my battery's running low. Thanks for your show, Sherry. It's been a pleasure being here.
That's fine. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Benny.
Thank you,
Okay.
Brian.
All right. Be lucky.
Where's Dakota gone?
Did Bradley leave?
Yeah, Bradley said that his battery was getting low or something. Dakota, where are you gone?
What are we doing here? Because I feel like I'm floating.
Right,
Hey,
it's
look.
back. Yeah, you are going to, because they're coming into communication. This is the energy between me and Dakota. You're feeling it.
Yeah,
Just embrace.
I feel light.
Yeah, this is normally what they make you feel like. You're like, woo.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
You're going to feel even more when the tones come on. Believe me.
Well, I feel tingling. Chris, do you feel tingling?
In my nose.
My shoulders. My fingers. Whoa. Vibrates. has my hand. This chair is moving. Getting orbs. Something has me. Whoa, something has me. Oh, shit. Wow. Wow. You're on the light. You guys are on the light. On the light.
Come.
Yeah, the sounds inside me.
You are in the cloud. You feel your whole body being right. And you have to you shall see us.
There's a light right here on my forehead that I have no idea. Right here.
It is us, you're not here.
You all see that light. On my hand right there. On my hand.
Are you okay? Do you feel your whole body being impulsed?
You guys see that?
In breath.
See, it's on my
Shut
fingertip.
with my mouth. You can
Right
feel
there on my fingertip.
it.
Yes, I feel it right here. I feel it.
Okay.
Oh, I see the figures behind me. Oh, wow. I can squeeze it like a ball. While I see my hand glowing, there is something in my hand that I'm squeezing here. Yeah.
The energy of the universe, sir.
Oh, wow. Oh, I'm sorry for the noise, guys. It's amazing. Oh, I see blood on my hand. And I see it right near my thumb. It won't let me see it. I can't open my hand.
Dakota, we need to cut the sound. You must come out.
Let me go. something moving in this area of my room that you guys, in this back area back there.
You are feeling us.
There's something right here that I can feel.
We are leaving. You will soon not feel us anymore.
So sorry, my friends interrupted our session.
Wow.
You guys, may I say something? I sometimes like when I'm like before I wake up or even when I'm waking up or going to sleep, I hear this cricket noise in my ear. It's
Mm-hmm.
very, very similar to that. And it's like, I can't stop it.
You are hearing the sounds of us from the universe.
Oh, the chills. I'm so cold. I'm
I know,
cold.
now I'm cold. Isn't that weird?
I'm so cold. It's cold.
It's good to be cold. You are in the light.
I feel your voice feels like black velvet. I can feel your voice. I feel chills with your voice. Sherry feels like velvet on my ears.
And a knocking. My name is Shahad.
You have my hand, take me somewhere good. Who has me? What has me? Take me somewhere good. If it's to the light, if it's positive.
Fuck that.
Right. You
Fuck
have seen us. You see us
Take me
right in front.
positive. Let me
Breathe.
go.
Something going to the
Calm
universe.
yourself.
Calm down and come out of it. Relax yourself.
Breathe.
Breathe. And Anoki.
I'm coming. The phone fell off.
Breathe. 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 Just breathe in and breathe out, both of you. Relax.
One step at a
You've
time.
just had an experience. That's all it is. Relax.
He said he was standing behind me.
You're going to feel like something's there for a little while because you've just had communication with them. It will ease.
Let my arm go.
And what we're going to do is I think we need to put the protection tone or something on Dakota. Let's see if I can find it.
All right. Jesus, that was neat. Wow.
Have you never heard those sounds before in your ears?
I've heard
sounds
that,
you're
like you
hearing,
said.
they are the tones that are used to
On my
communicate
own,
with the extraterrestrials.
just out of nowhere.
If you've been hearing them, if you've heard them before, that means they have been around you before.
Yep, so I've heard them before. You guys have
Just
something right
loud
here. Do you guys see this circle right here?
I do.
I figured that was your camera trying to focus.
Might be your camera, like it's going
See it?
now.
That's your camera lens.
Yeah, your camera lens. Oh, it's coming back. See, it's your camera lens. Don't panic.
It's
the light from the light there behind you is forming
My
on
circle
your
light?
camera.
Let's see if it's still there.
and it's
Turn it off. And you'll see.
chirping noise.
It's gone. See? It's your light from your. We're going to put some protection. We've got the protection symbol there. This will help to clear everything to do with them.
Yeah, I'm just red light now.
Yes. Now, I really just want you to focus on the tone. This will clear. They're not negative energy. Nothing to worry about. very powerful. Just relax. See the white light surrounding and protecting you.
You guys have the dark area behind me changing shapes. I'm really in tune to sound, and I'll be quiet. As a communicator,
The energy that is around us ultimately, and only surrounding and only that.
y'all smell that?
What do you smell?
It's like a mix of like bread, and it's not bread, but it's like it's baking, but it's like you're baking a vegetable, or it's like it's not a baking, it's
The smells that come of the universe.
Citrusy. Would you say?
Citrusy.
a little ting of citrus, but more of a aroma of a. I think you think bread and brown and
I was thinking bread too.
fields and wheat. I feel wheat and barley type.
Yes. No, barley. No, I feel the barley. That's
Like
weird.
I'm in the field. I feel like I'm in a field, and
In a field.
like the crop circles, like I'm making a crop circle. Something's ringing in my
Oh,
ear
that
here.
means that they've took you somewhere.
No,
They took
corn.
you
I'm going more
somewhere.
towards corn.
Corn?
Yeah.
I love corn. I love good buttery corn. Something's touching me here, y'all. Something's touching me on my head.
That's a happy thing right there, though. I like
It is. It's not, they're not doing anything negative. They've opened
There's a
themselves.
smell. It's
willing.
sweet. It's sweet now.
It's corn.
It's
I like corn.
You need to focus on the tones, though. Focus on the tones. Because you don't want to be staying in that world. You need to come back to reality. You need to come back here. Come back.
Hold on, KI. Hold on. Sound. Hold the sound. It's like The Fourth Kind, the movie The Fourth Kind, that she was listening to. Pressure left eye. Trying to get me again. They're trying to grab me. Well, they're not trying to grab me. It's magnetic. They're trying to pull me. They're trying to. Oh, you can't have me.
The thing is, you've opened to them, so you're going to feel lots of sensation at the minute. You're having an experience. This is normal.
Right, I'm with you.
Focus yourself and your feet standing on the earth's plane and ground yourself. Bring yourself back. And Have you got anything that you can put on, like a familiar smell, something that's familiar to you that might help to bring it out? It's going to be interesting to hear what this is recorded.
Yes. My Ryans, it tastes like Bailey's.
Like anything that you've got that's familiar, that like a smell that's going to bring you back.
It's the little liquor I drink. It's like Bailey's Irish Cream. It has a very distinct smell. Yes.
Yeah,
I love the smell of it.
All it is that you're having is an experience. Like they've opened themselves to you. Believe it, we've all had this experience.
Yes. The smell brought me back.
Yeah.
Yes. Your sound even clearer to me. My ears are popping.
Yeah. Well, I was channeling. They were talking to you, so. That's what you was feeling when you was getting all those sensations and those the voice that you was hearing and that you was experiencing them from me and Dakota.
Yes.
You're fine.
It hit me strong. Yeah, the smell got me.
That's because they are strong.
Yeah.
They are very strong.
Yeah. Because the sound it captures me, but the smell brought me back. The sound, because like I told you, the Stephen Greer protocol is the light, sound, and meditation. So I've been listening to a lot of those different sound frequencies and different things, trying to open my ears up to more sounds. And they say you can even hear better when you push your ears forward like that and cone them, where you can hear, you know, it even magnifies. See, I got an echo right there. You can even hear other sounds, but that sound got me. It took me somewhere. I don't know what field I was in, but it wasn't this planet. But what I saw was brown. It was brown.
You had a visitation. They were opening their place to you. They were showing you.
Is that it? Because it looked gold and brown and fields like I could walk and make crop circles.
The planets up there, like, are a lot more beautiful than down here. It's a lot more beautiful than down here, but they do still have fields with like plants and stuff that are growing in it and things like that. So yeah.
Ah, fuck that. I know you do. It wants to show me a castle.
I love her thunder. What'd you say? What'd you say, Chris? Castles?
Wants to show her a castle.
You said you felt castle, or you was near a castle?
She could see a castle. It's showing her a castle.
Oh. Can't see. I got this red light. Yeah, that field seemed like
still with us.
She's like she's still in the zone. It looks like, it feels like. That sound, like I told you, the sound is still in my ears too.
You're going to feel very funny for a little while because this is your first proper experience where they've took you somewhere. You're going to feel like you're still in these places, you're still seeing these visions, but you've got to imagine yourself back on the earth plane and back in your house. Start to focus that you're back in your house.
It's time for you to see something.
I feel like I've been jogging a little bit. I'm
like,
a little winded.
There's somebody channeling through Dakota. So just wait and listen to what he's saying.
What do you see, Chris?
You can talk, Chris. Tell him what you can see.
Nothing. It's like a tunnel.
A tunnel.
When I close my eyes, it's a tunnel. That's all I can describe it as.
Okay.
It's like a tunnel.
She's in between.
Yes.
Usually I see a lot of like colors when I close my eyes, but this is like a black hole.
The frequencies are specially designed to dig deep into your mind and activate certain regions you may not typically use. Do The abilities you experienced before will start to enhance.
That's what this does. It opens you.
Yes.
You okay? Ki?
Hmm?
Are you okay?
I feel good.
You will feel good.
I feel like this. I mean, like all my stuff is that was kind of crumped up. It's just kind of leaving there. Feel real good. It's like, physically.
No, it's a whole nother level when they come into communication with you. Believe me.
Okay.
What are you saying, Chris?
Arms at the tunnel.
There's arms at the tunnel. What do the arms look like?
Light around them.
There's a light around them. Okay. Can you hear anything? Can you hear any voices?
That's it. Green, white light, but no. Black, mostly black. I never saw the castle though. It just said castle. And then someone said they were standing behind me. I have to smoke. I'm sorry.
Sis, I got knocking. Okay, if you've got anything in the house that you can just use to sage or anything, do that, sis. Silent Wolf. It's okay. It's just them communicating. Spirits want to talk to you, but these tones do open up a lot of realms as well as the ETs. So just relax.
Whoa. I'm getting really light. Light as a feather. I feel weightless. Wow.
That doesn't sound like they're here. It sounds like they're floating somewhere.
Yeah, I feel like I'm floating. Wow.
But really, really need you guys to focus because we can't leave you in this state.
I know, which is why
You've got to focus with your feet on the ground.
Yes.
I know it's an amazing feeling and experience because you've not experienced it before. But you've got to learn to channel yourself to the point that you can come back here. You don't want to be staying up there. You need to come back.
Keep getting distractions. I'm sorry.
It's okay. This is new to you. It's fine. Listen to the sound. Ground yourself. You are in your rooms. You are back here. Even just doing a little thing like tap on something so you can hear it, like familiar sounds to your home. Tap on it. That's what like Dakota's doing, just tapping. Like even just tapping, it's bringing you back.
Mm-hmm. My ears are popping.
That's good. That means you're coming out. That means you're coming out. If you're getting popping sensations, you're coming out. Okay. Chris, are you okay?
Yeah. My ears do this all the time, though. It's a constant thing.
I know. Whoa.
Just focus to the sounds. coming back to the earth plane. You're coming back into your room. You are here. Okay.
Music.
Mm-hmm. You feeling more back? You're back?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm all right.
That's good. That's good.
Probably have some wild dreams tonight, though, I bet.
Oh yeah, more than likely, because you've just used the tones, and they have a tendency for making you remember things. What you've got to remember is we're all connected to the extraterrestrial, okay? And
I'll
we've all got
definitely
memories.
tell
We
you
don't
about
remember.
them.
We don't remember, and things, okay? So you may get openings to things that connect you to them. So just, if you do, just let us know. Everything all right?
I do.
You look normal now. You don't look like you're floating wherever you was and doing whatever you do. I can't say I've ever seen two people react like that to the tones. Like we've seen people go under, but that was to another level.
Yeah, the ears, man, it really got me. That was like I could feel it in my like neck.
Yes.
Oh yeah, a lot of people say about that, don't they, Dakota? Like they feel something in their neck, like a pulsating feeling.
It went
Yeah.
down far. Like you can almost like and you know how some people can wiggle their ears? Well, like I kind of can, and like I can feel my ears perk up every time one of the high pitched went. It just reminded me of what weirdly in the last 2 years I've been hearing a lot more lately, and it's like those chirping sounds. Somebody said that it was actually a disorder that you can have, but I don't hear it all the time. I only hear it occasionally. So I'm like, how could
Yeah,
it?
no. If you was hearing what Dakota was playing to you, normally that is a sign that they are around you. If you hear those tones, it's normally a telltale sign that they're there. They're trying to communicate and
A chirping and a dinging and a yeah. One literally sounds like a cricket in my ear.
but
Like,
the thing to you, because you're not used to those tones, to you, you just think it's a normal tone. But now that you know that it's linked to something, you'll know that they are. And you've said you thought you've had an experience with an extraterrestrial. That is why you're hearing them, because you have.
well, if I hear
What
that
they're
tone,
trying to
should
do.
I try and talk to them then? I mean,
Let them gradually come to you. Don't just go looking for them. Let them come to you. Let them show things to you and like relay it to people. Talk about it. The more that you talk about it, the more that you're open, the more you'll become used to them, and the more you'll be able to communicate safely with them. At the minute, you're in the learning stages, so you don't want to be running before you can walk.
no, I agree with
You
that
need to
completely.
allow them to come to you. Okay.
I agree with that completely. There's definitely no
And
reason.
they can come to you through telepathy, dreams. They can come to you physically. You could see them standing in front of you. Like there's lots of ways that they can come to you. Listen for the tones. If you hear the tones just out of nowhere, you know they're near.
And it is like weird times at night usually.
Yeah. And they will. Now that you've had that experience and you know what they're linked to, you may start hearing them in the daytime because they don't just come to you at night. They'll come in the day as well.
Yeah, I would say
But
there's
the more you get used to them, you won't go under like that. It'll be like having a normal conversation with them. Like, I can sit and have a conversation with them sometimes.
I'm not kidding. I thought my ears were going bad.
Yeah, like obviously when we put the tones on today, because we weren't really looking to communicate with them, but they started doing weird things in our houses, and that's so Dakota was like, "Shall we do a session live?" And I was like, "Okay, then." So we put ourselves into that, but normally they'll just come naturally and whatever. So
I gotta go, guys. I got some
okay, darling.
But thank you
for coming on.
Can we maybe talk tomorrow or something for a little bit?
Of course, yep, most definitely.
Goodbye, everybody.
Chris.
Thank you for coming on.
Love you.
Bye, Chris. God bless you.
God bless
God bless you. See you later.
Bye, guys.
See you soon.
Bye.
Now, let me ask you guys. Now, I've seen the movie The Fourth Kind. And it kind of reminded me of that. And Dakota, is there a sound to you that sounded like something walking up steps, but like having cardboard on the feet? Did it sound? I just want to hear Dakota's voice for a second. I haven't heard you speak in a few minutes. I want to hear the chimes of your voice. Did something sound like, in those sounds you were playing, did something sound like something walking? Because one of them just seems like it's like
this.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that was him tapping on the mic to get you to come back round.
Okay. That's what I was wondering. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Am I hearing something, or did I hear like? It was like,
because he was out of it, you weren't fully understanding what we were saying, but he was tapping to try and get to ground you, to bring you back. That's why I was talking. He was tapping like.
I had to do it with Sherry the first time we did this with her.
You have to do it to me.
Wow, I felt like I was floating there. The chair got to moving. I felt floating, and something grabbed a hold of me. It felt like it was pulling me into that thing. A portal was back there. I don't even like reaching back there, but yeah, something grabs me back there. And like I said, I entered. It was some type of orb. I don't know what that was on my forehead, but that wasn't that circle from the camera. It was a light, like right there. You could see it on the camera. It was a light being and something I was touching. I mean, what is it that we just did? What did we just do?
You just got into a channeling state. The tones bring you into a channeling state and into a state of consciousness where you're actually physically able to communicate with them and feel them. That's what you were doing.
Awesome.
That's why you were seeing these beings, because you said you could see beings behind you and things as well. That was there. You weren't in your realm anymore. You was in theirs.
Yes, that light being, dude, that I could see him on my fingertip. When I touched it, I could see the finger glow just like it did when it was outside, when I held it in the hand over there. I don't know about that circle. Like I said, that might have been from that light behind me, but that other thing, and then it was right here.
The physical lights that you're seeing behind you was them, but the light that was on this screen here was being affected by that light that's behind you.
But there was one that was here. That was just a spot of light.
One on your head. That wasn't from that light. That was.
Yes, that was a light being. That was something that was channeled here, because I could see it.
Fields, you were saying, walking through fields, and that it was gold and all different colors and stuff. You'll find a lot that there when you visit up there. It's so much more colorful and more vibrant, beautiful smells, things like that. So.
Yeah, it smelled good. Something's just pushed me a couple times here in the chair. Just went like, you're on point. Like, someone like, yeah, like you're right. Someone just did it like that to me.
It's like you didn't act in a negative way to them, so they may visit you. They may come to you because you've opened yourself to them. You've showed them that you're not scared of them. That's what they're testing you. They're making sure that you're okay.
There it goes again. It did it again, right when you said that. It's like it's confirming that you was right. Like that pushed me by the butt. Like. Yes, like what she's saying is on point.
Saying, we're here. We're not here. They're not there to harm you. They're just they've got to get used to you as you have to them. So they're trying to test how far that to go. You know what I mean? Without upsetting you or anything. We've all gone through it. We've all gone through that. When I first got took, I was took to something negative, and I was proper under. My guy that took me over lost me, and I was in some horrible light with these horrible beings and that around me. Extraterrestrial beings. Dakota had to physically literally pull me out. Like I had to do all these different tone things and everything.
Right.
Yeah, so you had a pleasant experience. My first one wasn't a pleasant one. Literally wasn't.
Maybe blessing beforehand maybe helped out there. But like I said, I've never. There's something in here with me. I've never experienced anything like that before. I mean, truly and honestly, guys.
You may start to more now, and you may have dreams and stuff as well, but don't be alarmed by it. And anything that you do get, it's really good to like write it down, calculate it, write it down, anything you're getting, because these are all messages and things. We're all connected to them.
Hey,
so,
I stay.
Write down anything you get dream-wise. If you're sitting there and some weird vision comes, or you see a being standing, just write it all down and the time and whatever. You know what I mean? Because it's clear. It means you're opening to them, which is what we all need to be doing.
Yes, we do. And that's what Stephen Greer says, that we don't do enough of it, because those beings are here to help us communicate with us, help us do the normal things we do in life.
They
if they can help us in their way.
As Dakota and me have said so many times, they are part of who created us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
yeah,
very important to open to them.
It was awesome. Is this recorded? Are we on a channel, Facebook, or
this is live? This is live. So this will be on my channel, Bold and Bonkers channel, all of that. And I've also recorded the experience on my EVP. So if there was any voices or anything,
wow,
you'll get it.
I want to see this, man. We definitely, I want to definitely want to see it, share it, because I've never this experience right here. I don't know where the sounds that you guys got, but I felt the sounds inside of me. It was like I stopped hearing them and was feeling them. Like the vibration the sound would make is what I was feeling rather than inside of me. Like the chime, it was like frequencies. Yeah, it wasn't meant to. It wasn't hearing it. I was feeling it. Like the chimes was shaking me. The steps was like bouncing me, and
at one point I don't know what you were doing, but you were like,
yeah, I'm feeling the sound that well, I tell you that I'm a very sensitive. I'm very, very sensitive. Really, because from paranormal to a lot of different things, and those sounds, like I said, they did something, because like I told you, that sound has been something that I've been really keying on, and I think I opened myself up, and you guys did something that just kind of
that is the C.
I feel like I've been on another planet, Sherry. I feel like I just got back from visiting another planet, but right here. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
The more that you do it, and the more you become in contact, like first it's probably really good to look into how, like about the channeling and how they communicate and things like that. And then once you start feeling comfortable, you've got people like me and Dakota you can come to and whatever. You know what I mean? But the CE5 is what we've just used. Okay, the CE5 is the prime thing to communicate with them.
That's right.
To open you.
That's right. It's the meditation and the sound, hey, that's what it's based on. That's right. The sound, light, and meditation. And that was it. Only thing that, if I could have that sound playing while I was outside and doing another, matter of fact, I want to do that. I want that sound, and I want to do another CE5 with my laser pointer and record it with that sound. Do you think that would cause a lot more activity than I want, or do you think that would enhance? What do you think, Dakota?
Inside or outside, I've used my stuff outside, and I've had UFOs turn up in the sky.
See, I'm getting glitches now. My stuff is freezing. I'm getting glitches now.
Yeah, it's because we're talking about them. That is a tendency you'll get when you're on there with me and Dakota, sadly.
Yeah.
But and now you've had that communication.
Yeah, you're back. Yeah, you're back. Yeah, it's that, because the sound, like I said, it's what I did was I whistled, because I'm a real good whistler. So what I did was I started whistling when I did mine. When I started doing, I did the triangle, then I did the square around the triangle, then I did a circle complete. But then I used different combinations of that Stephen Greer did. I did the square and then the triangle around it. And as I did different ones, I had different contact. And the people that did theirs different, because I got to go back and let you see some of these, because we were seeing formations that look like cherubims and hearts when the girl, because it said that first what you do is think about what religion you are and what it is that you want to do, if you love or cherubims or whatever it is that you pray to. And then think about yourself in where you're at, like what country, what state, what city, what block, where, just all the way down to, like you said, where you are. And then think about that you want to make peaceful contact. And then that's where I want to include that sound. But that's when you do the laser pointer. But when I did mine, I was whistling Amazing Grace.
And when you do that, when you do go into communication, just do what we did today. Do your Lord's Prayer, the prayers that you would normally do. It's a protection thing. You can go onto the Bold and Bonker network, and there is actually the tone thing for the protection on the Bold and Bonkers. There is a CE5 one on there as well that you can, listen to. And so there are things on there and that. And after this show's finished and that, I can copy the link and then I can send you the link to the show so you can actually go back and watch it for yourself and see what happened for yourself.
Right. Do you guys you want me to share also, right? We're sharing this, or are you keeping it? Are you guys doing something with it to the? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I definitely
and then I'll probably do like another show where I'll recap on the channeling part of it where we all went under, and I'll probably play the EVP. I'll do another show tomorrow or something to see what we've got.
Wow, that to add to it, yeah, because I want to hear that EVP because I was hearing it seemed like when those sounds for a little while when the chime sound, it was like a chime sound. I could hear something saying something for a second. When I went like this, I was hearing something. It seemed like it was talking, and then it changed to a different language, and then it went back to sound. It's like it switched.
Well, I know that when I go under and I'm channeling, I will start talking in my Planetanian and alien language. So you might have been hearing that.
Yes, that's what I meant by that the fourth kind, the movie. Like when she was hearing those sounds, those sound, that white noise, and then it was like when I was hearing those chimes and that step type noise that he was making, but then I heard something saying something. Now I looked at I couldn't see you. Your lips wasn't moving, and Chris was off into something. So it wasn't y'all talking, and then it just like it changed languages, and then it just the language just like the same.
If you're on about at the end when we were like trying to help you come out and use hearing that means that they were talking to you. So that's what you might have been hearing. If it was another language, they were probably talking to you. But
yeah, because it was like right when I was hearing that I asked Dakota about when I was hearing that. Then I heard the beep, and then it was like a tone, and then it was like those chimes, and then it was like right, and beep 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 beep, and then I was back. That's why I did like that back on the table when you was like beat on the thing. Yeah, something said something. So I believe you got something there. I heard something.
Communicating with you, yeah. And because we're really high on doing this, we do like me and Dakota, without fail, anytime we put the CE5 on, we go under. And when it happens, people start having experiences big time. They do start to feel things, hear things, have experiences. We just got that energy. Star seeds for you. That's all we can say. We bring out.
Woo! You guys are the shit, and you don't stink. Man, that was awesome.
No, we don't. Literally,
I'm telling you, that was awesome, man. Goodness gracious.
What I'm going to do, because we have actually been on for 3 hours and 15 minutes. So if we end this stream, we can still talk behind the scene, but if we end the stream and stuff, because, I'm sure the guys are getting tired as well, and Dakota looks like he's still not quite here.
Dakota is awesome, man. Dakota, hey, man, I'm picking, I'm trying to ready to post on this.
You guys need to get together and have a chat. You know what I mean? Because I think you guys will get on really well.
Are you?
I just want to say.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Finish.
Let me just finish the stream, and then you can talk behind the scene in a minute. So, guys, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you for joining us tonight. We hope that you enjoyed the evening. It's been an awesome night. Thank you to all my panelists and people that came on. Thank you to all of our supporters, sponsors, and all of the people that are helping to put our show out in the world. Thank you to all of our extraterrestrial friends that joined us tonight as well. From all of us, lots of love, light, and blessings. Stay safe, stay real, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Have a light.
Godspeed.